Earth, beyond the spine of the world, lies a cold, rough landscape known as Icewin, a land so contrasting the world to the south it feels like an entirely other realm. An eternally clouded sky blocks out the sun, ever-present winds and blizzards batter the region, beasts of ice and frost roam this place and call it home. All of this is due to the influence of Auril, the Frost Maiden, a minor deity that represents and is the embodiment of winter's unforgiving and uncaring wrath. However, despite this, the area is not wholly uninhabited. Many individuals make their homes here. From those within the 10 towns, a series of varied connected settlements in the region, to the native tribes of the tundra. From the fishing harvests to woolly mammoth hunts, from bountiful mines to unique craftsmanship, the civilization in Icewind Dale is rough but lively. But this is not where we begin our tale. Our story begins much further south, in the glittering city of Waterdeep, a city of glitz and glam. I spelled "and" wrong. Of riches and stories, and of only some mild political corruption. Only mild. We pan through the city streets, past the vendors and auction houses, past the coliseums and crowds. We zoom in on a large cathedral, a grand building flying flags and banners of red and gold, emblazoned with a symbol of a sun rising over the horizon, a temple to the Morning Lord, Lathander. We see patrons and clergy undergoing their usual day-to-day duties and prayers, but we move through the temple and come upon an individual who has been pulled away from their work by a summons to the Cardinal's office. Zaffin, would you like to describe your character?
I'm playing a Aasimar warlock. It's a great place to be, in a church. He has kind of long shoulder length, wavy black hair. He's got pale skin with golden. His eyes are golden with a slight dull glow to them. And he is 7 feet tall. He's a little bit taller than the average human. But he typically spends his days working and transcribing and channeling the Morning Lord. And it's safe to say that a lot of people within the church maybe don't like him.
Yes. Did you say your name? I forget.
Yeah, it's Evander Valandras.
Evander, you have been hard at work, scribing away, penning exposés, penning new takes on what has been otherwise old doctrine or even new doctrine. You have been combing through archives, and recently, as of 30 minutes ago, received a summons from your chambers, from your library, your office, wherever it was you were doing most of your work, to go visit the office of... Fuck, what did I name him? Cardinal Lambsbury.
Okay. I mean, without delay, I would head to his office.
You enter his office. His office, door-wise, the hallway leading to it is very humble, as you might assume from a church. But when you walk in, there's a bit more high society to it all. He does run an official organization, after all. Very highbrow. He needs to appear as such. You see a portly, elderly fellow sitting in the chair, cardinal cap on, vestments of a follower of Lathander. And in your hand, you hold the summons. And in that summons, you know it is less of a summons to him and more of a notification that you have been transferred or are being transferred. And if you have any questions, then you must take it up with him. And he says,
Okay.
Evander, my boy, how are you?
Yes, Your Eminence. I am doing quite well. May I ask, the summons, I'm so close to a breakthrough with the Morning Lord. I really think this is a poorly timed transfer. If I have to, I don't wish to judge.
I understand your concern. However, I have received profit from the Morning Lord himself. The area we are sending you to, a land plagued with misfortune, is in desperate need of the light. In desperate need of a change. As you know, that is what we are about. We are about beginnings. They have been locked in a frozen eternity of torment. The land farther north, Icewin, is where we are sending you.
Okay. Well, I imagine that the chilly lands of Icewind could use the warmth of Lathander to bring good harvest and health.
Yes, and I'm sure once all has been said and done, we can accommodate a transfer back, allowing you to resume your work as need be.
Oh, good. Yeah, I will do what you wish.
Wonderful. Outside, you'll see we're preparing a carriage for you. There's a certain other amount of clergy that are heading north toward, what's it called? Toward Luskin. They'll be depositing off there. A lot of criminals and rowdiness that is going on up there. They need a good teaching, or a good reminding, I should say, of the good of man, the good within everyone.
Yep. Well, at least I won't be alone on this journey, and you know what they say. We'll get them to turn the other cheek, or they'll get hit where the Lord split them.
I couldn't have said it better myself, my boy. Now off with you.
Farewell, Your Eminence. I'll bow.
He nods to you. And you begin to leave. And as you leave, you just hear very faintly behind you just a little chuckle. You exit his office, walk through the halls, you exit the cathedral, saying your good mornings and good days to the usual passerby, those who recognize you, those who you recognize, whether they be patron, I don't know what to call. I guess you wouldn't call it a patron if they're. I guess you call them patron if they're visiting, or if they're staff. And outside, you see a modest carriage being loaded up with supplies and luggage, and you see that they've already got your luggage there. Kind of concerning, but expediency. You see that you will be traveling with two other individuals. A man you know named as Rock, and his brother Rorik. Yes, you've known them for a while now, and they're just they kind of sympathize with a lot of the stuff you're doing, and they're being those are the ones being sent to Luskin.
How convenient.
How convenient indeed. It's like, Evander, I had been told you were coming with us. Although I seem you'll be going a little bit further than the rest of us.
Oh, I'm going further by myself, am I?
Yeah, well, we'll be with you till Luskin, but Luskin is our destination.
Okay. All right, well.
In Luskin, I'm sure we can find reasonable accommodations to get you over the spine. And you know that the spine is a reference to a large mountain range that divides the frozen north from everything else south.
Right. Okay, well, hopefully they give us did they give us cold weather clothing there?
You do have cold weather clothing.
Right.
If that's not in your inventory, please add that now, because that was supposed to be added when we made your character.
I don't remember if I did that. I'll just check.
And you begin helping them load supplies. It's going to be kind of a long trek, so you're packing a lot of like camping gear. You're packing like foodstuffs and cooking supplies. You're packing your own personal luggage. How much stuff do you think Evander has? Do you think he has like a lot of stuff he's going to bring
I
with
think
him?
he's a minimalist. He would bring the things he would need to. Obviously, he's not going to postpone his work while he's being transferred somewhere else. That'd be foolish.
Right.
But
He's bringing his work with him.
He brings some work with him, some ink, some pens and stuff, and he's also he's got a bit of a hobby in calligraphy. So he maybe is interested in trying to chart more of what Icewin is.
Oh, awesome. And you see Rorik is loading this large oak chest, and he's like reaching back to like grab some of your stuff and put it like just kind of like Tetris load up the top and back of this carriage. It's like a covered carriage, and they're loading up. You know, they got that headspace and then the back, and you'll see that you got two draft horses attached to it, and Rorik will be the one driving, and Rock will be spotting him. Yeah. And as you guys continue loading the carriage, we zoom out and away from the church. We quickly pan over to the judicial district of the city, but not to the courthouses or law firms, not to the precincts or administrative offices, but lower into the dungeons, the jails, the slammer, the pope. We see various levels to the cells here. Lighter, higher ones for petty criminals like heinous jaywalkers and drunken disorderly conduct. Lower ones for tax evaders and thieves. To the lowest for the rapists and the murderers. We see a variety of prisoners down here in various states of physical and mental health. We pan through the cold, dank, dark cells and end on cell 480. Cold, damp, dark, and upsettingly far from the nearest wall sconce. Only the smallest beam of daylight leaking through a flaw in the masonry of the cell is one of the only ways of knowing what time of day it is. We see this light resting on the shoulder of the cell's sole tenant. Aries, would you like to describe your character?
Anne is a tiefling paladin. She has 2 sets of horns on her head. Her eyes are like sapphire colored. Her skin is like deep pink. And she has jet black hair. She dons a frilly black dress that probably looks like could use some ironing and straightening out after the last few days that she's had.
Well, actually, dress-wise, all you've got on is like a rucksack. Like
Oh
prisoner.
no!
Yeah, you are barefoot,
Confiscated.
rucksack. You've got manacles on, and you are currently sleeping because right now there's not much else you can do.
Ooh.
You're having a dream while you sleep. One you've been having for quite a while now. This isn't your first day in this cell. You've been here for a bit. In your dream, everything is surreal, playing at relatively normal speed. The edges of your vision seem a little warbly, but everything seems fine. You're on your usual beat. You're walking home from work. You're stopping by a store or a bakery, greeting some of your neighbors. And finally, you're arriving home. You're standing in front of your house's front door. You remember reaching, opening the front door, and the knob feeling very heavy in your hand for some weird reason. You open the door to find the house quiet. Usually when your dad is home and not on a business trip, which he just returned from a few weeks ago. Though you know he has another one planned soon, which you're relieved for. It's unusual that the house is quiet. Goodbye, Robobard. You explore the home you have lived in your whole life. The kitchen usually filled with warm smells, now cold and in disarray. The living area, where you would socialize with your mother and friends when they would come to visit is now also a mess. Like there was a struggle. Upstairs, you hear a thud. You know how this goes. You've had this dream many times, but you can't stop your body from making the same moves you did that day. You walk up your stairs, slowly, the hallway seeming to stretch out before you. You notice your room at the end of the hall. You walk toward your door as the hall seems to continue to stretch further away. Your door, your room, no boys allowed sign hung firmly on it, but it sits slightly crooked, the door slightly cracked. You open the door slowly to reveal a sight you have seen and thought about since this day. Your mother's body, heavily lacerated, beaten, bloody, and bruised, face contorted in pain and fear. Your father, standing over her, carving knife in hand, blood spattered on his clothing. His face, completely devoid of emotion. Calm and calculating. You see, he turns to face you. And what have you done? You wake up. You wake up in your cell, as you have many times before, after remembering that horrible, horrible dream. No, not a dream. A memory. How do you think Anna's feeling right now?
Pretty terrible. All of the feelings of despair and desperation.
You have a very meager cell. It is probably about 8 feet by 8 feet. You have a bed, which is kind of just a board that is slightly raised off the ground and chained to the wall. And a meager set of hay that you use as a pillow. However, unlike every other day, your usual resting position, something changes. You feel tugging at the edges of your mind. You look out into the hallway. Again, very far from a wall sconce. The only set of light you have is this small sliver through the crack in the masonry. In the corner of your cell, where it is its darkest. You feel like you see someone. No solid shape. But definitely you feel like someone is there. And you hear in your head, "Hello, child. It seems you are in need of assistance. Would you be amenable to a deal?" And just the way you hear it, you can tell it's in your head. There's no physical sound in this space.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, the room seems quieter than usual. Like you don't hear the moans and, swearing of other prisoners. You don't hear any like guards marching by. It's just eerily quiet. "I can help. What is it you desire, child?"
I need to get out of here and find my father.
"Ah, yes. You seek freedom to pursue family, revenge, all of the above?"
Both of
I
those
can
things
help.
sound good.
"Very well. I will help you. However, I will ask for something in return. Power does not come freely, you know. No need to concern yourself with what it isn't for now. I will come to you." And just as much as like as soon as the tugging in your mind appeared, it's gone. And you sit up in your bed and you kind of like rest your hand on your quote unquote pillow of hay. And through the hay, you feel something hard and sharp. And you reach to the hay and you produce what at first you think is wrought iron, but instead is just a black crystalline key. It is cold to the touch. And you hear in your mind, by using this object, you and I will have struck an accord. What do you want to do with it?
Can I use the key to get out of the cell?
You go over to the cell door. You stick the key in the lock. You turn it. As you push open your cell. You remove the key from the lock. What do you do?
Sneaking out of this place and maybe trying to find my stuff on the way out.
Right on. Let's give me a stealth check. First roll of the game.
Mm-hmm. Do I need to click launch game at the top for you to see the rolls?
In Roll20?
No, D&D Beyond.
So in D&D Beyond, you shouldn't have to do that. If you just go to your character sheet, you're already in the campaign. So if you go to your full character sheet and then you click on,
Oh my god.
I said stealth check. So if you find the one that says stealth, you have a +0 to it, but you also have disadvantage on it for some reason. Oh, you have disadvantage on it, but that's because of your armor, but you're not wearing that armor right now. So you can just, if you click the +0 next to stealth check, we'll just take the first one.
Why does it roll like this?
$16. All right. You slink through the hallways. As long as you've been sitting in that room, you also remembered the way that they brought you in. And you remember an offshoot that is used for guards to quickly ascend to the upper levels. Instead of going up the main staircase where they brought you in, you head off in another direction, narrowly avoiding guards. As a matter of fact, it's kind of strange. A lot of them seem to be asleep. They're not usually asleep at this time. You begin patrolling through these stone hallways, your feet rough on the, frankly, coarse masonry work of the floor. And you come to a split. You know that the left takes you up toward freedom. But to your right, at the end of the hallway, there is a closet. Basic janitor's closet.
Mm-hmm.
You see up to the left, you see a portcullis that is closed. There is no lock in it.
Mm-hmm.
Which way? What do you want to do?
I'm going right.
You head right toward the janitor's closet. It is locked.
Can I try to use it? Do I still have the key?
You still have the key.
Should I use the key again?
You use the key, and you are thinking to yourself of what you need.
Mm-hmm.
There are enemies around. You hear guards meandering around. Any of them could be approaching at the moment. You know that there is an I was going to say unlockable, but unlockable wall, portcullis blocking your escape down that other hallway.
Mm-hmm.
You need a weapon. This is a janitor's closet. You're not going to find any. Maybe you'll find like a room or something. What in Anne's mind would be the best thing for this situation? What is your ideal weapon?
A
Ideal
really
tool.
big hammer.
You open the janitor's closet, and where there should be brooms, where there should be mop buckets, where there should be cloths and other cleaning equipment, although not super great cleaning equipment. This is a prison that nobody really cares about. Instead of all that, you see the walls completely lined with ice and floating in the room, perfect center, is a massive great hammer, a massive warhammer. Easily 4 feet, or not 4 feet, but like easily 2 feet taller than you are, from end of hilt to end of shaft to tip of hammer, I guess. You grab it. It feels cold to the touch. Your skin does that thing that like when you touch a flagpole in the cold and your skin is kind of like adhesive to it. It is jet black, wrought iron, gnarly looking hammer. You pick it up. You run down the left hallway toward the portcullis. Whang! You smash the portcullis and it begins to shudder and break. The ring sends out a alarm down the stairways. Guards are alerted. You hear them coming. You smash it again, and this time one of the bars gives way. Enough space for you to slip through. You gotta go. You gotta get out of here. But you, in your meager clothing, big ass fucking hammer, tiefling running through the streets barefoot. You don't know where to go. You run through alleyways. You hear guards chasing you. There's like, they haven't spotted you, but they're hot on your trail, basically. And you're running kind of toward the outer edges of the city, but you know that the gate guards might stop you if they see you. And you spot, stopping for bread, supplies, a carriage that is very much on its way out of town. Tons of luggage. You could store the hammer there. Nobody would really notice it. It's got these, it's got like shocks on it for bumpy travel. So it's got this like metal undercarriage that you could hug. Do you jump on it?
Oh yeah, it's a perfect getaway vehicle.
Cool. You slide your hammer through the back of their luggage. It just looks like they're bringing it with them. You cling to the essentially the drive shaft of this carriage, but it's not a drive shaft because it is a carriage. And you just hold on to it with your unreal amount of strength. You were working out in that cell. And after a little while, you see the guards' feet running by. You see hordes of them patrolling the area, looking for an escaped prisoner. As this carriage wheels its way out of town, wheels its way out of Waterdeep. After a while of traveling, even your arms are starting to get tired. The carriage pulls over to a stop. You release, you grab your hammer, and as you do that, you are met face to face with a very tall man and his two equally tall but not nearly as tall fellow clergy members. You see Zaffin's character and Rourke and Rock. He's like, oh, hello.
It appears we've picked up a stowaway.
Yes. Good evening, young lady. Are you in some bit of trouble?
Maybe just a little bit.
Oh, well, great. Would you like an escort back to the city? We can give you one if you need.
Oh no.
No, no, you don't want to. Oh, okay. Or is somebody chasing you, or
No, I
what
was
are
just
you?
in a hurry to leave town. I've got places to be.
Where's
He
your
looks down.
clothing?
Yeah, he looks down. You see, fucking Rock looks down and sees that you are barefoot in basically a rucksack, and I'm just like, quite the hurry indeed. I'm sure we have some boots we can lend you, or something. Feel free to help yourself to whatever clothing you might find in our meager fucking crates. I guess there's a word for it I was looking for and I couldn't find it. Yeah. What do you do?
And stares and squints for a second, but she accepts.
Come on, we're not going to hurt you. Come on.
All right.
Found that hammer. It's pretty intimidating. Please.
You head over to their shit. You head over, you start looking through their stuff for like clothing to wear, and you open this large oak chest, or you find this large oak chest. You see a bit of like cloth poking out the sides of it, like it was packed in a hurry. Just like they look like priestly robes or something like that. But you see that there's a lock on this chest.
Mm. I'm not.
Oh, silly me. Silly me.
No, not you, Zaffin.
Where are my manners? My name is Evander.
Anne sticks her black key into that lock, and she's like, "I'm in." By the way.
Oh, well, hang on. Let me find our key. I don't think yours will work.
As you go to turn, you hear the click of the lock, and you hear the lock pop open. And there are, rather, Zaffin, that this is Rock's, like, travel case. This is where he keeps all his clothes, keeps where his, like, toiletries and stuff like that. This is his big, instead of a bunch of little suitcases, he packs it all in just, like, one big box. And you open it with your key. What clothing do you want in here? What clothing of yours that you already owned, or maybe it's new, or maybe it's something from your past, maybe it's something entirely original?
The aforementioned frilly black dress that her mom made her.
Not just like it came from your closet. There is no wear and tear. This looks like your mom just made it. It is brand spanking new, and it does not belong in a middle-aged priest's wardrobe trunk. There is a slight layer of frost on it, but you kind of just dust that off. It doesn't soak the garment or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You see your boots or whatever. You see all clothing that you would be most comfortable in to wear located within this trunk. You put it on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rock, it's a good thing you brought those dresses for the girls in Icewin.
The what for the who? And as he says that with this like really blank stare in his face, we're going to pull out on that scene as you all kind of get back into the carriage together and begin heading north. We shift to a few weeks later, north in the city of Luskin. As summer shifts to fall, the hot and humid as summer shifts to fall, the air is hot and humid. We shift over the southernmost entrance to the city, where we happen upon a tired, haggard, travel-worn man paying his toll to enter the city, shambling a bit more until he finds a shaded area, under a tree near a small food market to collapse under. Finally allowed to rest now that he has entered the city. Lufo, would you like to describe your character?
My character is a wood elf ranger of average stature and physique. His skin is a pale white with a tinge of copper, and he has short brown hair that exposes his his ears and eyes, which are as green as emeralds.
It has been a long trek to Luskan for Cassian. He hasn't been in a rush, but he also hasn't been taking breaks on the road. Near nonstop travel. You're looking worse for wear when you arrive. And now that you have the time to rest for a bit, you can rest for it. You've entered the city. You've made it here. You get a little bit of downtime. What is it you think you want to do?
I want to go rest.
You try to go sleep. You try to take a little power nap under this tree. But you get this like nasty itching on your back. Just makes it very hard to like truly like fall asleep. You kill a couple hours, you get some rest in, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's restful rest, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to do?
I guess get something to eat. It's been a while. That travel last week was pretty hard.
Yeah, you stop by the food market. They have all kinds of different breads and fruits. This is a port town, after all. All kinds of exotic smells and tastes for you to have. You get some like relatively like easy but carb heavy stuff. You get like was like pita bread and like melted cheese with like some steak on top rolled up. It's great, but as you're eating it, you get this sickening feeling in your stomach. Like something in it's not sitting right. And then you try like apples, you get that same feeling. You know you're wasting time. There's a weight on your back. And it's not letting you. It's letting you relax because you are relaxing a little bit, but it's not letting you enjoy the relaxing. It is reminding you that there is a goal you have to achieve. I will say, though, for all of your restless travel, you are absolutely elated to hear that you don't have to necessarily walk the rest of the way. In the food court, you overhear talk of a ferry service to shepherd you across the spine of the world. Probably the hardest part of the trek would be the mountains. And now there is a service that will just take you there. What do you want to do?
I want to go up and try and use that service.
Right on.
I need to get across as fast as possible.
I don't know why this keeps stopping. Come back, RoboBard. We need you. It's not very Luskin music, but it'll do. As you shove off from the food court to try and procure a spot, to try and make sure that you get a spot on the next ferry, the next Sherpa across the mountains, a bird takes off from a table nearby. Our camera follows it as it pans through the city. We pan through the city of sails, past the fish merchants, past the taverns, down to the wharf, where we see a lone dragonborn sitting at the end of a pier, casting her line with little to no luck of catching anything in these busy waters. Autumn, would you like to describe your character?
So my character is a 7'2" tall dragonborn with whitish gold scales and long curved horns on her head with amber eyes.
Azura,
On her,
you are sitting on this dock in this busy port town. You're not used to this kind of vibe. You're used to a dock on a lake near where you grew up, just fishing, peaceful, calm, productive, but not here. The water is so choppy and filled with boats. There's so much noise going around on the dock area as people are loading and unloading cargo. You retrieve your line and begin walking toward the cheap inn you have been staying at for the few weeks as you try to adapt to southern city life, which has been much harder than you expected. It has not been a good couple of months, years. How long would you say you've been out here?
A couple months.
Couple months. It's not been a great couple of months. From the crowds to the commerce, from the heat to the bugs. Oh God, the bugs. What a nuisance, you think. It was so much simpler back home. You return to the leaky boot, the inn you were staying at, and the only one that you could reasonably afford with the amount of money you were making fishing what little fish you can in these waters. Only to see what little belongings you do own are left in the foyer. Just kind of all in one pile off to the side in the entrance room. You see there's a little attendant at the desk, just scribbling on a book. What do you want to do?
I approach the attendant and ask her why is my stuff by the entrance.
She looks up at you. She looks up at you and then has to look up even further because she didn't expect you to be that tall. She forgot you were that tall. She didn't know who you're talking to. It's like, oh, hello, ma'am. Welcome back. Your stuff. Yes. Well, you see, and you see a bunch of like fishmongers passing through, like coming down the stairs through the foyer out into the. Some of them are hanging in the commerce area down here, and then some of them are heading out into the city. You see the attendant points to them and says, oh, "They just came in from a big shipment, and they've bought out your room."
What do you mean they bought off my room?
They paid more to. We were at full capacity, and they wanted to stay here, so they paid more, and we gave them your room.
So you just expect me to just pick up all my things and move somewhere else?
I mean, we could, if you want, we could dispose of your things for you, but we wouldn't do it
No.
as a cost. We'd do it as a courtesy of this inconvenience. We would throw away your stuff for you.
Ah, the courtesy. Sure, because the courtesy is just to put my things by the entrance without giving me a notice.
Yes, of course. We would have hated it if they went through your stuff. We would took it out of the room for you.
I wasn't supposed to give them my room in the first place.
Well, yes, we could. They paid more. They bought you out.
You know what? Up yours and up this tavern. I just grab my things and leave with a harsh slam of the tavern door.
Come back now. You slam the tavern door, and then your shoulders kind of slump as you got all your stuff on you, which isn't a lot. It's probably all fits in like a rucksack or two. That was kind of the only place you could stay at. This shit sucks, man. You fucking hate it down here. It was so much simpler back home. Well, what are you thinking?
I want to go back to the cold.
You want to go back home?
Be with my fish.
Yeah, you know that there is a ferry service that you caught on the way down. Like originally, you were walking here by yourself, and then they kind of picked you up halfway. So you know that there's a ferry service that can take you back in that direction. So you begin heading off to meet that ferry service. And now we shift once more, weeks later, to a carriage trundling along a mountain pass. A lone carriage manned by a quiet and rough-looking dwarf, Durgan, and a gruff-looking human, Barnes. They have been ferrying people across the spine for many years, though that isn't to say that they have done it for many people. And usually they ferry people away from the ice, not towards it. This has been a largely uneventful trip. Easy. 4 passengers, a dragonborn, a tiefling, an elf, and a very shiny man. Save for one new arrival. They picked up en route, frigid and exhausted, but most of all hungry. Nikki, would you like to describe your character?
She's a tiefling, more of a palish gray skin, short blackish blue hair, has bangs, about 5'8". Yeah.
Thavia, you have been walking frigid, cold for you don't know how many days. It has to be days. You are starving, but not as starving as you should be. It has been cold. You are haggard. You're tired. You're exhausted, and your body's about to give out. You are about to pass out. But as you are trudging through the snow in the only direction that you can think of that might be civilization, you see some figures appearing out of the snow. A group of tribal Goliaths. They kind of take you in with them as you begin to pass out. You can feel your body being hoisted and then dragged as if you're being put on like a sled. The next time you wake up, you see 2 Goliaths doing business, trading pelts for salted meats, herbs for basic tools like whetstones, with a dwarf and a human man who are manning a carriage. The carriage contains a dragonborn, an elf, a tiefling like yourself, and an Esmar. You wake up. And what do? You see this sign. You see that the fishermen are likely headed toward Luskin, or the tribal men are likely headed toward Luskin or their home. You see that the dwarf and everyone else is very clearly headed toward Icewind Dale, where you just came from.
I honestly don't even know.
Turn you up. What was that?
I said I honestly don't even know. I'm just looking through the other stuff really quick. I approach the human and the dwarf.
Good evening, lass. How are you?
Tired, hungry.
I can see. Can we help you? Is there something you wish to trade as well? Your friends here have had quite the bountiful catch over the ice.
Do you potentially have a ride back?
You wish to gain passage back?
You know what
You see that the dwarf looks over at or I guess the human would be the one talking. You see that the human looks back at the dwarf who's kind of managing the carriage. The dwarf shrugs. It's like, we're not going to make any money off of her. She looks like she's almost dead, and also we're already like halfway there, and we just got a bunch of like food or whatever. So no skin off their back. You see the human Barnes. He looks back at you and he says, "Hi, we can get you passage, but we'll make you work for it.
I can do?
Whenever we can, we need you on guard duty. We need you cutting wood. We need you productive. No free rides."
That won't be an issue. I just need my food and I'll be good.
Very well. He takes some of like the salted, like cured meats that he was trading to the Goliath who picked you up, and he gives you this like a handful of like jerky and bread.
I eat it.
You eat it. You scarf down the bread very easily. The jerky doesn't go down so well, and not because of the jerky. The raw taste, the taste of it's uncooked meat because it is jerky, but it is the tearing of meat, the saltiness of it all, the iron you taste. It sickens you a little bit, reminds you of certain griefs that you have suffered. But nonetheless, you are starving, and you are nothing if not a survivor. You ignore those feelings, and otherwise, it is very good jerky. And as that comes to a close, we will begin session 1. You all are aboard this carriage as it trundles along this mountain pass. The 2 drivers of this carriage have very much done this before. This is not their first. It feels like almost every rock they know is going to be there. Every bit of terrain change they're ready for. The trip takes a couple of days, so you have some downtime to chat and talks amongst yourselves as you begin your descent down the other side of the range. So I'll let you guys have some free time now while I edit some notes. Get to know each other. I don't know how much talking would have gone on before Nikki's character arrived.
I think the one thing that would stand out, at least for Evander, is in the morning, afternoon, and evenings he does pray. So he would have to put up with that.
You see, like Evander.
That's me and Lathander's pet name, Evander.
Kinky. You see, every time you make and break camp, you see Evander will do like a little prayer to his god, his patron. Let me look. This would be so much easier with a YouTube link. There we go. The breeze blowing now that you're on the other side of the mountain. There's no land to block it. Snow is much heavier on this side. Azura, you feel right at home. You know that your home is probably to the west near a lake, probably about 20 miles from where you're currently at making camp as you begin to descend the mountain. Hopefully that's loud enough. And as you guys begin descending the mountain, eventually it's no longer a mountain. Instead, it's just a large expanse of snow and ice, tundra, occasional trees, occasional evergreens, occasional dead former non-evergreen. As you trundle into days go by. You trundle into a large walled city. This city is roll 20. I'll give you all the region map. But know that y'all, if you look at roll 20, the map should have changed, I hope.
It did.
Okay. Y'all are right here in Bryn Shander. Where's my shit? There it is. Bryn Shander is the first stop most people visit when they visit Icewin Dale. It is probably the largest town in the region. It's kind of the capital. Where's my shit? Where I had it? I fucking had it. Where did it go? Too many notes.
Yeah, I find it.
I simply have to find it. Here, well, you know what? If you're in Bryn Shander, I'll just give you the map of Bryn Shander, and you can tell me what y'all wanna do. This. There we go.
Oh my.
And there's a lot more stuff than what is marked here. It's just kind of marking the big places. Let me just. Here.
Those marks are only on your end.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Mhm.
Wait, you can't see the stuff that says Northlook?
No.
No,
No.
it's literally just the city.
It's
Oh,
just
awesome.
If
It
they're
just
little
looks-
red pins, those are just like things that you can see.
They're not. They're like actual like.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
It's like text and arrows. Good.
Oh.
That's probably on the foreground map then. Interesting. All right. Yeah, it's not too bad that you can't see. It's just kind of labeling what some things are and where they are. Yes, you can draw. So you guys are kind of entering through the southern gate down here. You enter Bryn Shander. It is a bustling city. Where's the description? There's usually a description. The walls of the town stands 30 feet high, defined by 2 concentric rings of upright wooden poles. The gaps between them filled with dirt and rubble. The outer ring, You've arrived. Many of you have traveled extremely far to get here. Many of you have traveled extremely hard to get here, and some of you got pissed off at bugs and came back.
It's not my fault, man.
So this is your sandbox. I will release you into your playground. What do you want to do? As a matter of fact, let's I'm gonna have everybody roll initiative. And then we'll decide. That will be the turn order of who's doing what, unless you want to move it in groups. All right. Anne got a 13. Evander got a 7. Does anyone need help knowing how to roll initiative?
I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, me
So
and Autumn
on
are-
your character sheets, there should be a I think it's a shield. No, it's armor class. So you should see a picture of a shield. For Autumn, it says 12 because that's your
Mhm.
armor class. To the left of that, there is a kind of hexagon that says initiative above it. For you, it says +1. If you click on that +1, it will just roll an initiative check for you.
Oh, okay.
That applies to everyone as well.
Ooh,
Makes sense.
dang.
Damn.
Not the 3.
Mm-hmm.
9.
And then Nikki, do you want to roll one as well?
I did 12.
12. Oh, you did. What the fuck? All right.
So for
That's almost in order. And as the carriage enters town, you see that Barnes the human like flashes like some passports and stuff, being like, "Yes, this is a ferry trip. We're here. You know, these are our customers. We're here. We've done this before." You see, he knows the guard who's doing it because he's done this before. You trundle into town, and you pass through these city streets. You see simple housing, simple everything, all very stacked in a way to deal with cold weather. Very designed to keep heat in and not mind as much wind. Very triangular, very rounded. You pass through, and eventually you come to like the center of town. Not quite there. I'll say you come to here. This initial fork in the boulevard. What do you want to do? You'll be the first to hop out of the carriage.
I'm thinking.
You see that Barnes looks at all of you, and he's like, "All right, this is our final stop. Thank you all for joining us on this trip. Thank you for your patronage." He looks at Thavia. "Thank you for your help. I wish you all luck in whatever it is you're doing here." And you see he and his partner begin to like unhook the mastiffs, unhook the carriage, and just begin to like unload and go about their usual business.
May the morning lord smile upon you.
I say,
The sun is coming. Good tidings.
You don't have to go right now if you don't want to. You can.
Looks around at Ice.
Does the Morning Lord tell you that?
Yes. He would tell you too. You just need to listen.
Listen?
Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go find the Burgermeister.
The Burgermeister. Yes. Okay. So you begin heading. I'll say Endeavor. I can't fucking get your name right.
While Anne takes forever to figure out what she's going to do, I take off.
Evender, you head off toward the town hall. You ask for directions, and everyone here is bundled very tightly. Most people are looking like the "we were here" kind of people, where it's just all just very tightly bundled. The only thing you can really see is like their eyes, like it's perfectly cut. Like the rest of their face is perfectly covered by like scarf and like woolly hat. And you see that they just kind of like all point in the direction of a larger building that is the town hall. I'll say you're headed off in that direction, so we'll deal with that when you get there. What does everyone else want to do?
I want to travel towards the main market.
Yeah, I'm looking for a tavern situation.
Right on. Let me look. All right. You ask around, and you hear that probably the best tavern to go to is called the North Look, and it's by the northern gate, so it's a bit of a trek. It's all the way on the other side of town, but you see that a lot of locals are recommending that as somebody who doesn't live in this area, it's probably the most accommodating for somebody who doesn't live in this area. They're also looking at you bewildered that all you're wearing is like a dress and not necessarily cold weather clothing. But it doesn't seem to bug you that much. So you begin heading off to the north side of town toward the North Look, which is the inn that people recommended. You're passing through town. You're seeing the markets. You're seeing the buildings. You're seeing the people. Cassian, you are heading. You wanted the market, right?
Yes.
Is there any particular type of shop you're looking for?
Specifically a shop that deals with the issue that is on my back.
Um, I guess
Magic
give me an insight check.
Okay.
$16. You are walking around. There's various positions in this town that would be considered markets. A lot of market streets and stuff like that. You see smiths. You see some food sellers. You see restaurants. You see general stores. Occasionally, they have a few magical oddities. But as you're looking around, you're getting that itchy feeling on your back again. None of these places are wizards. If you could, you think to yourself, if you could find something here of all places to fix your problem, you would have been able to find it in Luskin. You would have been able to find it in any of the other towns, probably down south. In this place, at the very edge of the world, it feels like, where so little, I don't want to say skill congregates, but like, so little things are convenient out here, you're not going to find a place that solves the issue.
Okay. Then in that case, I will just go look around, try and see if anyone needs help.
All right. You begin meandering through the town, seeing the sights, looking for, going back to your roots. You're here that you help, you adventure. And then we have Thavia.
I'm gonna try and find a store where I can find some maps.
Some maps. Yes, you go to a general. Do you want like pre-made maps, or do you want like map paper to make your own?
Pre-made.
Right on. So you go to a general store. It's called Clover's Corner. And you see that there is a little gnomish man standing behind the desk. Kind of graying beard, big bushy eyebrows, Coke bottle glasses. He looks up and he says, "Oh, welcome. How may I help you this evening?"
I'm looking for a map that shows the surrounding area.
The surrounding area of Brinchet, he begins, as he says this, he begins hobbling over to like a big stack of like binders and stuff. The area around Brinchander specifically, or the area around Icewin Dale? Do you want like a regional map, or do you want what is it? What specifically are you looking for?
Of Icewin will be fine.
Oh yes, of course. And then he begins like, now to be fair, the conditions here aren't ideal, and occasionally topography may change based on weather conditions, based on geographical anomalies, etc., etc. But largely, distance-wise, I think some of these maps will still be up to date. Not a lot of people come out here to map the region, unfortunately. But we also do our best to make sure things stay the same to avoid getting lost. And I will just send you a map of Icewind Dale really quick so that you can have that in your pocket. That's not it. Oh, save image. Fine, you bastard. All right, let me copy paste the image. There you go.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Would you need anything in return?
Yes, he asks you for like 2 silver.
Do I have that amount? 'Cause
You
I feel like
probably do. I think you all start with 10 gold.
okay.
So
I just didn't know. Okay.
so if I go to your character sheet right now,
Mhm.
if you look at inventory,
Mhm.
top right of the thing, there will be a little yellow hourglass looking thing that you have 10 gold. If you click on that, you can change the amount that you have. So if you change that to say that you have 8 gold and
I see. I see.
8 silver, then that'll be up to date.
Okay. I don't have. Ah! Why is it not removing? Is it because it's just gold, or
What happened?
is it just because it's just gold, or?
So he's asking for 2 silver. So what it is you're going to click on the thing and you're going to adjust. There's an adjust coin option. So if you click adjust coin, say -2 gold, we'll hit remove. I'll do it for you, but
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
just
'cause
want
I
to
was
make sure.
doing it on the silver because I thought that's what it was. Okay. No, it's
Right.
good.
But then you're going to add 8 silver.
Ah!
So he's giving you change basically. So you have 6 gold now. And oh, whoops.
We both did it at the same time.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. You have 8 gold and 8 silver.
Okay.
And last but not least, Azura. What are you doing? I think this is this Azura's first time in the cities? I think to my understanding, she's spent most of her time in the mountain.
Yeah, so this is relatively, I would say, her first time actually being in the city.
Right on. I think you always knew that if you ever did come to visit the cities, this would probably be the city. So you knew where this was, and you knew a little bit about it because this is basically the entrance city. Anyone coming down from the mountains usually going to end up here. What do you want to do now that you're here?
So she's going to actually wander around the markets and hope for finding some of, like the good stuff, the good herbs for medicines.
Weed.
No.
Gotcha.
No.
Yeah, you wander around, and eventually you stumble across an apothecary. What do you want to call it? You see it's called Sal's Salves.
Mhm.
You walk in, you see that there is a very portly older fellow, very teeny tiny mustache with a very big chubby face, kind of like Sakamoto-san. Bundled up in cold weather clothing. He looks over and says, "Oh, greetings! We don't see many dragonborns down this way much more these days. How may I help you?"
Yes, I'm looking for some herbs for common medicine.
Yes, of course. Are you looking at common medicine, meaning like Pepto-Bismol? You wish to cure? Do you have stomach aches, or
More,
burn
more for
wounds, or?
yeah, more for common burns, injuries,
Yeah,
things of that degree.
yes, we can get you that right away. Let me open another tab. And he produces like a bundle of just basic healing herbs and stuff, stuff that is good for, you know, causing blood clots, or not, like, coagulating blood to like stop bleeding. Stuff that is good for like, but he gives you like aloe vera, which he got from the south. And he gives you like a bundle of just basically like patchwork herbs and stuff. And the whole thing is going to come out to 5 GP. 5
Okay,
gold.
okay.
Yes.
Then I'll just do the -5 gold.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Thank you for your patronage. I hope to see you
Of
around. I hope whoever they're for is feeling better.
I would hope so too. Hopefully, I don't have to use them.
We're well into fall. I hope they recover before the winter hits. It'd be dreadful if they get caught in all this before.
Really, is there supposed to be a snowstorm coming?
Oh, you're new to the region. Oh, yes, snowstorms are all too common. But the real pain is when it's winter. Winter's the worst out here. They're truly unforgivable. Any amount, it snows near year-round out here. But when it's winter, it's the gloves come off. It's we batten down the hatches. Yes.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you for the advice.
Yes, absolutely. Welcome to the region. I hope whatever work you're out here for is pleasant and goes expeditiously.
Thank you, thank you. Then I
And then
just carefully walk out.
you walk out his store. You have to like duck your head as you go out of the door frame, and you all kind of meander around the city, just exploring it. And then Evander.
Yes.
Let me restart that music. You work your way to the what's her name? You work your way into the town hall. You're trying to see the Burgermeister, right? Each of the
I'm looking for the leader of the town. Yeah.
So as you're asking around for it, it's like, speak of Shane. Yes, she's over that way. Big house, can't miss it. As you approach the larger of the houses in this district, you see that one half of it doubles as very much looks like housing quarters, and the other one is very much more like open for business, judicial quarters. You see that there are, occasional I don't know what to call them, couriers going in and out with letters.
Sure.
Yeah. You approach the door.
I do.
It's open for business. You can you walk in. And
I walk in.
It looks like a very looks like a very humble office space in this area. Very like there's pelts lining the walls. Everything looks clean. Everything's made of like a nice spruce wood. And you see at a desk at the far back of the room, very visible to anyone who enters, so that they can like see like, oh, they're in, but also they can see like, oh, they're working. I'm not necessarily gonna bug them. You see a woman, brown hair, blue vestments, fur lined, scribbling in a notebook.
I'll approach her desk.
She looks up and begins to say, "Didn't even take a number. Okay. How may I help you?" You see that there's like a queue, like a number system, like you see it like a deli or like a DMV. And she says, Hello. Given your stature and fragrant disregard for the line, or lack thereof, I take it you're not from around here. I am
No.
Speaker Duvessa Shane.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Vesashane. I am Evander Valendras. I come here from very far to the south, from the Church of Lathander. I'm told that you need the light of the Morning Lord here.
The light of the Morning Lord. Interesting. Yes. Well, I myself feel perfectly fine. I am handling my duties as well as can be done. I am on top of all of my work. You were told that I specifically needed the Morning Lord?
No. Sorry, you misunderstand me. I was told by the Morning Lord that the North needed his warmth and light. So I'm here to help the people of Icewin Dale.
Yes, I've heard this many times before. Yes,
Perhaps you could.
You sound a lot like Michonne.
Oh, who's that?
He is the speaker at the Temple of the Morning Lord over on the Northwest District.
So you're a speaker, he's a speaker. Is speaker a title in this area?
Speaker is a title, yes. I am the public speaker. He is the speaker for the church. Well, speaker is a title in this area. I'm the one who holds the title. He is also a speaker, but more like Speaker of the House rather than...
Two speakers in one town. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm the speaker like you might have a mayor or...
Oh, you're a nobleman.
Or an adjudicator.
Nobly.
Noble is a strong term. I was appointed for my skill and craft in bureaucracy, whereas Michonne was appointed head priest for his faith and devotion to the cause.
Okay.
We're both public leaders in a way, but I'm the business end of things. He's just the face. I suppose I'm also the face in a way. But yeah, she tells you about like how there's a full temple to the Morning Lord here.
Oh, well, I should like to see that place.
Hold on.
Could you point me in the direction of your speaker, Michonne?
Yes. She like really quickly jots down some directions like street names and like go here, and then you can't miss the temple because it looks like it's in service to Lathander. The House of the Morning Lord on the northeast side. She hands you that. Welcome to our area. Welcome to our cozy little slice of the world.
Yes, it is certainly cozy. So strange that we come from the south where it's fall and now it's winter all of a sudden.
Oh, it's not winter yet. Just you wait. If you're going to be out here on business for that long, you might want to buy stronger boots. She looks down and sees that you have like very like southern winter boots and not winter boots that were made here where the winters are very different.
I'll take your thank you for the advice. I'll try and find someone to make boots in my size.
Wonderful. Have a wonderful day.
You know what? Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure meeting you. And listen, if you need anything at all, any counsel or anything like that, I have it on authority that the Cardinal himself brought me here to help you.
Brought you here to help me. Yes, I'll keep that in mind. And she kind of like shoos you out of her office.
I take a number when I leave.
Kind of a tail slate there, but yeah, I guess as long as we're keeping count. You begin to head off to the northeast side. You find the House of the Morning Lord. It is very squat, very flat. You're used to like the cathedral, which very tall, grand stonework. This is very it's very long, it's a very long building, but it is also very squat and very
very quaint,
windproof and quaint. Yes, and you see that there's occasional comers and goers. Not many. Doesn't look like there's much staff here, and only the occasional worshiper, something like that. You enter. There are familiar sights. You've seen one House of the Morning Lord. You've seen many, but on a much humbler, quainter level than you might be used to. And you see positioned all the way back on like the pews, not the pews, but what's the podium, where kind of like pulling over texts, you see a woman, a human woman, auburn eyes, brown hair, fair skin, just pulling over like text.
I'll approach.
She notices you approaching, and then she like looks up even higher because you're taller than she expected her to be. She expects you to be. It's like, oh, greetings.
Hello there. I'm looking for Speaker Michonne.
Well, you found her.
Oh,
pleasure to meet you. I am Michonne. To what do I owe the pleasure of one so holy as you here? I'm sorry, I haven't even asked your name.
My name is Evander Valandres, and I've come from the Church of Lathander to the south, in Waterdeep.
Oh, the Waterdeep Church. Wonderful. To what do we owe the visit?
I've been told that by the prophet, I've been told by the cardinal that he received a prophecy that Icewin Dale is in danger, and that we should come and spread the warmth of Lathander to these people. So I'm here to figure out what you need help with.
Well, we're always in need of hands. We try to help the community as much as we can. Whenever there's rebuilding that needs to be done, we offer aid. Whenever food gets scarce, we offer some of our supplies, or we go out and try to procure some of our own and increase. We are fairly self-sufficient during these times.
And what of the other towns?
The other towns have their own struggles. Here in Bryn Shander, we are mostly self-sufficient. It's mostly a, attitude issue that we develop over time. A bit of cabin fever. But, we gather, we perform activities, we help break the mold and help embrace changes as they need come.
Change is good.
Yes, change is the way of Lathander himself. To stagnate is to die. But I'm terribly sorry. I'm still a little bit confused. You say you were sent here.
Yes.
Was it on a mission?
From what I'm told,
you still have the letter.
You know what? I will produce the letter.
You see, she pulls over the letter and it's like, oh, a transfer. I see. Strange. We didn't receive any warning or some such about that. And as she's talking about that, you see a very pencil-like man walks in. He's like, not to worry, Michonne. I received the summons from the Cardinal down in Waterdeep that we will be receiving aid from Evander here. And she looks over and she says, oh, Silas. You did. Interesting. Yes, no need to worry. When I take over your duties as speaker here, I will take care of everything. I took it upon myself to assemble his room and he just kind of like goes on being blustery about like how it's like, don't worry, I handled it. And don't ask why I didn't let you know, kind of stuff. And she's like, I see, yes. Well, Silas here can show you to your room. Welcome. If you need any help adjusting, please do see me. I was born and raised here. I know it like the back of my hand.
I actually do have a question. I was told that I should get better boots.
You see both Silas and her look down at your boots and say, ew. They don't say ew, but they kind of like shiver. Like the sight of somebody in less clothing makes them cold. It's like, yes. We could do something about it. We can get you a pair of boots that we use. So Silas takes you to your room. He shows you your room and he says, these are your humble quarters. Probably not what you were used to back in Waterdeep, but they're the best we can provide. And he's kind of got this attitude toward you of being like, ooh, fucking glitzy, glammy, fucking Waterdeep guy. Now you're gonna be fucking down here in the pits with us. And in the room, there's like he presents a pair of boots that like you can use.
Oh, this is excellent. Thank you so much, Silas.
Yeah, of course. And he begins to he just kind of slinks away down the halls.
So, Silas.
Yes?
If you could, I'd be most interested in finding out if anyone around here needs help. I'd like to get started right away if I could.
You know, I often find that people in need of help seek to bury that help in alcohol.
Oh.
Might I check the taverns? People just wander in there all the time.
Okay. You know what? That's a good idea. Thank you so much, Silas. You know, I've never met a Silas that wasn't evil, so that's
Do you say? Is that what?
No. That's me. That's me.
Yes. So you all begin to converge on the same area, the northern area of the city. You've explored. It's not a huge city. It's all very like tightly packed together, and it's a large area for sure. But it's not, you can walk from one end to the other in probably about 2-3 hours, something like that. You meander around, and eventually you all come upon the Northlook Tavern. Which one of you was heading there originally?
Anne.
You're probably already in there, so we'll do you, and then we'll have everybody else show up later. Is it Northlook? There it is. The Northlook Tavern is a very frequented establishment. You see mercenaries, adventurers, you see people getting off of work, people getting ready to go out to work, you see rowdy people, all kind of like strewn about this area of town, and there's a lot of foot traffic in and out of Northlook. You see that there's a large seating area inside of it. There's a bar, and it seems to be staffed with like a kitchen in the back. And within it, you see this also doubles as kind of like an adventurers guild. There is a help wanted board, very frequented by it. You see a lot of people like coming up, grabbing like a piece of paper, checking it out at like the desk, and then leaving. You enter. What do you want to do?
Her initial to do would be to like scan for any familiar faces because she's kind of looking to see if maybe business partner or father.
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
I can read.
You start doing a little jig.
Did I click performance?
Yeah.
Or is that... Oh my god. I can't read.
Oh, I thought that's what you were saying that for.
Nope. Wow.
You walk in and you can't really make heads or tails or anyone. A lot of people are like just fresh from outside, so they're doing that thing that you saw a lot of people outside doing, where they were like big wool cap, woolly scarf on. You kind of can only see their eyes. Some of them are even wearing like goggles. Not a lot of recognizable features. And I think also you realize how hungry you are, and there's like a good smell coming from the kitchen. A lot of like stews and soups. And so you just kind of like distract. You kind of can't quite lock in. And anytime you try to do like get in somebody's face to see like what's going on, they kind of just like look at you weird and it's like, what? And yeah, you don't really make heads or tails. And as you're doing that, you see many of the people that you were accompanied by on the cart trip over here also walk in the tavern. You see a large dragonborn. You see a large shiny man. You see another tiefling, and then you see a very itchy-looking elf.
Itchy? How do you look itchy?
Like, how do you look itchy? You look like you need a scratch, and he's not getting like he's like his shoulders are kind of shimmying and trying to like get it so that his shirt doesn't scratching for him, and then or like he's kind of scratching himself.
Stay away from itchy, for sure. That might be contagious. She's gonna get some stew.
Okay, you find some stew. They're giving it. It's like a nice beef stew, kind of from a woolly cow. If anyone buys food, it's just 2 copper. Yeah, you all find yourself in this space. Is there anything you want to take care of before? Anything you want to do?
Not really.
All right. You sit down. You start eating. Anyone else have any notes they want to hit? Any?
I'll also grab some food and sit down next to them.
Oh, hang on.
Oops.
Yeah. So yeah, in this town of unfamiliar faces and not a lot of faces because everybody's pretty bundled up. You see the occasional few faces that you rode into town with, and you see Anne sitting over at a table. You go sit down next to her. You get your stew.
They suggested that I get new boots, so I just wanted to pass on the information that you should probably find some sturdier boots. Apparently it gets colder here in the winter. I thought it was winter. It's not winter.
How is it not winter?
Well, I think it's because it's still fall. I guess apparently it just snows here all the time.
That sounds terrible.
Have you found what you're looking for?
Not even close.
Have you seen this?
What's your plans now? What will you do?
I'm not sure. I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants here. Or she looks down at her dress.
maybe pants would be good. It's supposed to get colder.
Where'd you get your shoes?
From the church.
They have more shoes?
I'm sure they could accommodate you, yeah.
Think about
You see, the Morning Lord, he's big about change, so changing into new boots seems like it would be a good thing.
If that's what he says.
Have you felt the warmth of the Morning Lord?
I can't say I have.
The rest of y'all can join in on this if you want. This isn't a solo scene. This is you're all in this space. You can do. I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, I want to do something, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't want to step on any toes.
Take that elven man over there. If he were to go find an apothecary, he could probably find some talc, which might help with that itching, I bet.
I actually visited the apothecary earlier. I might have something.
As this tall white dragonborn just sits down with you guys,
Oh,
stew in hand.
a white dragonborn. You must be an excellent hunter up here with all this snow.
I wouldn't say all that, but I can certainly catch a fish or two in these waters.
Are you from around here?
Uh, from further up in the mountains. I've never actually been to this town.
See? More change. You pay attention, it's all around you.
You certainly talk a lot about change.
It's like that's the big thing for him. Yeah, I'll say Blueful and Nikki, your characters kind of like everybody's kind of grouped up in their own thing. So the only real place for you to sit is at this like long table that your other compatriots have found themselves at. You rest down with them.
Hello, friends.
Hello.
The wagon has been reunited.
We were
Oh,
talking
yes,
about
that
your
does-
itch.
Yes, that does remind me about you, Itch.
What?
You look
Don't just talk about a man's itch.
itchy.
Well, I might have something that could help with the particular itch, if you don't mind.
I'd rather not focus on that at the moment. Have you guys seen anything in the past few hours you've been here?
I haven't seen much.
Look at my bowl of stew.
I met my contacts at the church. I got new boots. I met plenty of people on the. Surprisingly, there's a lot of people outside for how cold it is.
I know it's vastly different weather from my hometown.
And where's that?
Excuse me, the High Forest.
Well, you came from the High Forest. You're not from the High Forest.
Oh, came from. Oh yeah, I came from it.
The High Forest. Interesting. I'm from Waterdeep, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think this tiefling woman, points to Anne, is also from Water, or at least she was there.
I'm from Waterdeep, but I'm pretty sure we run in different circles.
I like to run on a straight path. But a circle could be a nice change.
The circle could be a nice change. What the fuck? This man only changes his underwear at the end of every day because change is something to do with his religion. It has no health benefits to him at all. He's like, nope, new pair of socks every day. Only
Every
because
time
he
he
told me to.
prays, he changes by like a minute.
Who doesn't like the feeling of a fresh pair of socks? Come on.
He throws away every pair of socks he gets. He wears them for a day and has to get a new one.
No, I give them to the commoners. Come on.
Yeah, of course.
So then what happens if you run out of socks?
Buys more.
Oh, I guess I'll have to buy more.
Is Nikki here?
Yeah, I just don't know what It was irritating to like listen to it. I'm like, and so like I just get lost listening.
Yeah. It's hard to find an in point sometimes, especially with strangers.
If I can't buy them, perhaps I could learn to make them.
I would assume learning how to make them is a lot cheaper. You just gotta steal some
Yes.
sheep.
I'm sorry, did you say steal some sheep?
Well, I mean, you would take the wool, not the sheep itself.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Steal it.
I've never cut the wool. What would you call that?
What, the shears?
There we go. I've never used shears before. Do you know how to use them?
No, I just use my claws.
Ah, fascinating.
Bit more efficient than shears.
I bet having claws would be a great thing sometimes.
And like sinks into her seat at the mention of shears.
Oh no!
Have you guys heard of any? I was gonna say, have you guys heard anything of any ailments of the people? I'm trying to keep up a quota of helping people.
No, I was told to come to the tavern because people who are down on their luck usually consume alcohol. So I'm waiting for the drunk people to get here.
I thought you was going to be one of
the drunk people to get here. They're here. They're just not quite drunk yet. Yeah, you see that there's a lot of like ale going around. People who are off of work. People who are didn't go to work today or something like that. Of all types. A lot of dwarves and humans and halflings around this area.
Yes, this really is a establishment of sin and debauchery.
What's wrong with a bit of ale?
The problem is when you go past a little bit and venture into, as they say, the deep end.
The only deep end I know is in water.
Well, ale is a liquid and water is a liquid. So suppose if you filled a basin with ale and one side of the basin was lower than the other, would that not be a deep end?
I don't think so. I think it would just be more one end is the shallower than the other.
Which would imply that there's a deep end, correct?
No, but then again, I think it's just because I'm tall.
Well,
There is no deep end when you're tall. You're 7 feet tall. You stand in a 6-foot pool of water and your head's still above.
It's not tall enough.
It's like that fucking picture of the T-Rex jumping in the lake with the brontosaurus or whatever, because it's like, no, it's fine, come in, and then he jumps in the water, and the brontosaurus's head was above the water, and then it's just the T-Rex looks at the net as he's looking at the neck as he sinks all the way to the bottom.
It's not very often I have to look up at someone. This is nice. It's a nice change.
Oh.
Damn it.
I think it is funny that she's like, you're 7 foot, and it's like, oh, 7 foot. And you should honestly, it would have been funny if you were 7'1", just slightly taller than.
Just slightly.
Well, it's quite common that I have to look down at everyone. It's not a very good change.
Yes, you should be careful looking down upon people. They come in all different shapes and sizes.
It's alright. I just tell them how the weather is.
I don't know if that'll work here.
I mean, it could still apply. Just depends on how much snow you get.
Has Endeavor been 7 foot tall for a long time and never been asked how's the weather up there? Has everyone just been nice to him?
I imagine that like a lot of people just disregard him.
Oh, I see. Background character.
He stands out because he looks weird, but people probably, for what he is, where he was, people probably shun him a little, I think.
Speaking with that height, like, what would you do? What do you do for work anyway?
Reach the top shelf
Oh,
on everything.
Now, if you're reaching for the top shelf,
Fucking immediately been distracted.
does that not imply that there's a deep end of the shelf?
Oh boy.
No, I would assume not, because there's always a top shelf and then there's the bottom shelf. The bottom shelf is where all the dwarves have to reach.
so
You see like a table of mining dwarves look over as you say that. And they look kind of nonplussed about it. And then they go back to drinking.
Sorry.
Yeah, fucking tourists.
Do you think your height helps you hear what do you call it? Morning Lord better?
Are you speaking to her or me?
You.
Well, I must say that I do receive communion from the Morning Lord quite often, much to the chagrin of some of my companions, associates. But I love to share the knowledge that I receive.
So who is this Morning Lord?
You don't know?
No, can't say don't.
Oh my God.
So which one is he? Is he a lord or is he?
I guess
or
you
is he a
wouldn't
god?
necessarily know what he is. You were fucking raised in the mountains. This is kind of like you've had two real ventures into civilization. One of them was a pirate city, and the other one is fucking here.
All right, I reach into my robe and I pull out a book and I crack it open, and I say, "The Morning Lord is the greater deity of Faerun, this land that we love and hold dear. He is the Lord of renewal, spring, as well as athletics and self-perfection, vitality and creativity. His symbol is that of the rising sun. So every day of your life that you've looked up and seen the sun, you've had the radiance of the Morning Lord shine down on you, even if you didn't know it. He's the god of dawn. He represents the potential of a new day. and hope and beginnings.
Sounds like every morning when I wake up.
That's right. You've been blessed by the Morning Lord.
So you just carry that book with you everywhere you go in those robes.
Well, of course I do. I'm an acolyte of the Morning Lord. I have to spread his word.
So he's real?
Well, of course he's real.
And do you change the book you read
It's-
from every day?
No, this is the holy book of the Morning Lord.
Is there a statue of him?
Well, there's a whole church of him here. Would you like to see it?
That's where the boots are.
Well, you guys wear boots. I don't wear boots.
Yes, you see that the dragonborn is just fully bare claw.
Just freaking wiggle my toes.
Do you not get gold?
No, considering I had lived up in the mountains where it actually snows a lot heavier, I'm more acclimated to the code.
You know, this is good stew.
It's
I
pretty
mean,
good
it's
stew. It's pretty
it's
good
very
stew.
bland.
I'll take
Could
anything
use
I
some
can eat.
fish.
Some fish would be excellent.
What the hell?
Oh,
It's
the music
good.
bot's gone. No, the music bot's gone.
Man, the weather stopped outside.
Oh, I hope it did.
So has your god ever been a physical manifestation of some
The gods
sort?
are all around us. You just need to listen.
So he's not real.
If you open yourself to them, then they will come upon you and provide you with the answers that you seek.
Sounds
Oh.
more like just inner thoughts. So you're right. You okay?
Oh,
No,
I'm
I
perfectly fine.
I think I know what he's talking about.
See?
I'm not sure
Uh,
if I understand.
I think I heard the inner thoughts the day that we met.
Oh, good. See? You're channeling powers that most mere mortals cannot fathom. Do you know to whom you were speaking? Or to whom was speaking to you?
I didn't really ask for a name.
How rude.
They were doing most of the talking. I was more of a...
And they didn't
Just-
introduce themselves.
I would assume not every
How rude.
city do that. But to be fair, none of us at this table have introduced ourselves.
I assure you that I did in the car. My name is Evander Valandras, acolyte of the Morning Lord
How
from
we
the
talked in the
Church of
car.
Lathander.
How could we forget?
Right.
The man of
How could I
change.
forget?
Well, in case you guys forgot as well, I am Cassian Crescentia. I am youngest of the Crescentia family.
Crescentia.
Sounds like a croissant.
I hear that.
You hear it often.
Outside of
Old Cassian, if there's one thing that people are always saying about him, he's like a croissant.
And itchy.
It's not a good thing to hear.
Do you think your Morning Lord could help Cassian with this itch?
If Cassian is to give himself upon the Morning Lord, I have no doubt that this itch could be removed.
I mean, I do also have some herbs if your morning lord doesn't seem to have help poor croissant here.
Well, to be fair, your herbs exist because the Morning Lord gives his blessing upon the earth so that the crops may grow and flourish.
But so does um nature. Nature's just nature.
Yes, nature created by the gods to empower life upon our world.
I mean, there are some plants that do thrive without the sun.
Ah, you speak of those
So
that thrive in the Moon Maiden's light.
the who?
The Moon Maiden is the partner to the Morning Lord. For when the Morning Lord passes on from the day to prepare the next day's bounty, the Moon Maiden takes over and bathes us in her silvery light.
I mean, I suppose, but I was talking more about the cave mushrooms, you know. They don't just thrive in the moon or in the sun, they just there. All they need is just a bit of moisture
And
a
where does
dark
that
place.
moisture come from?
It comes from the ocean, the water.
And where does the water come from?
Comes from ice,
From the
comes from the
sky?
clouds, from the rain.
Ah, it comes from heaven on high.
So does that mean that the royal gods are just pissing on us every day, every time it rains?
No,
I love explaining deities to truly the most hobo that's ever lived. Usually people are hobos like, oh, they had a house and now they're homeless or whatever, and they have to go on an adventure to earn money. No, Autumn's just never been in civilization.
They just lived in like some random.
Just lived in like a fucking cave in the woods. You see, as you guys are having this chat, this like very inebriated, drunken guy comes over as you're talking about like mushrooms, and he goes, and you know, mushrooms aren't plants though. Completely different phylum, completely different species. They're fungus.
Obviously, they're fungus.
Entirely distinct from plants.
But they do have medical properties. You
Yes, they do.
drunken sir.
So does bone marrow. You know.
And you know, you're absolutely right.
And
Human
he takes like a
corpses
piece
have
of your bread and begins nomming on it.
If you dare take another crumb off my stew, I will punch you in the face.
Hey, chill out, sister. We're all having a good time here. And you like sit. I think like just the way it happened. I think Anne and probably Autumn's character like sat next to each other, but he like squeezes in between you guys. He's like, "We're just having a good time here, right?"
I will declare frostbite on each one of your toes for the next 10
Oh,
years.
honey. And he like you see he fucking like lifts up one of his feet, which doesn't have a boot on it right now. Or he like takes the boot off and he like lifts up one of his foot and he's missing like 3 toes from it. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna have to catch up a little bit, honey."
I'll take the other 7 very quickly. You're gonna
And
have
he's like
stubs for feet.
and he's just like he pulls up his fingers, he's like 7, and he's like counting out. It's like, "Oh, that was quick math." And he puts his like shoe back on and he's like, "Welcome, strangers. My name is Sean. How can I help you?" And as he like takes somebody else's bread. "I'm kind of the expert around here.
Oh, if I see him trying to get more bread, I'll just give him mine.
Can I please
You,
backhand
sir,
this drunken
are a
fool?
wonderful man." You smack him in the head. He's like, "Oh, who did that?"
Alexander, I think this is one of the drunks you're looking for.
Yeah.
Oh, this is perfect.
Yep.
You there, Sean?
Yes,
Come,
sir.
have some. Let's break bread together.
I would fucking love that. And he takes your bread, he like dips it in your stew, and he begins eating it. So, what brings you all out to this humble edge of existence?
Oh, I don't know. I can't speak for everyone else, but I'm here to find people in need of assistance and the warmth of the Morning Lord's light.
More than
Oh,
that,
the
you should hope
light.
that he doesn't throw up in your stew.
No. This is his stew now. He needs it more than I.
I could have the. Oh, wonderful. He takes the stew. And another round for everyone on my friends here. And you see the fucking guy behind like the desk who's like cleaning like a mug, like looks over and he's just like shaking his head. He's like, God fucking damn it. And he doesn't begin pouring more drinks. And he's like, let me tell you, if you're looking for people who are in need of help, there's so many. Everyone doesn't want to do anything in this town anymore. Nobody wants to work. It's insane. We're out there slaving, hunting mammoths or whatever, trying to bring home the food. They're mining or whatever, but nobody really wants to fix the problems of this town. And he looks over at like Fabia. And what are you here for, young lady?
I'm just trying to find a missing thing.
A missing thing.
More, nothing less.
Well, I might know where your thing is.
No, can you please just leave?
Well, that was better. Why are you here, my tall dragon friend? You know, we used to have a lot of guys like you around here back in the day, some 20, 30 years ago. Not so much anymore.
You're
Whatever
gonna stare at
happened to you
him.
guys?
Stare at him with a very blank expression.
You see his eyes can't even focus on you. He's so pissed right now. And then he's kind of just like wobbling in his seat. He's like constantly leaning on you and Anne. And then he looks over at Blueful. And you, my very handsome friend, my very handsome itchy friend. What's your story?
Well, after a certain escapade that I dealt with last year, I'm searching for something to, fix an issue.
Funny. Not many people come out this way to fix issues. Mostly avoid them. Are you avoiding an issue, my man?
Not entirely.
I see. And then he like looked, and then finally he like settles on Anne. And you. And he begins like dipping into like he just takes like a really like he's got more like he's trying to get more stew on the bread than there is bread to put stew on. So it's basically like he goes knuckle deep and he just kind of shovels the stew into his mouth. And you, young lady, you seem very poorly dressed for this weather. And yet you seem completely unfazed by it. I think that's pretty freaky. What's your deal? As he begins just shoveling stew into his mouth. There is a spoon there that he can use. And he's not.
I think this person is just surviving more on ale than on the stew.
As you say that, he like looks at the stew. He's like, and he like looks at the ale, and then he like pours the ale into the stew.
Oh my god!
And then he begins mixing it with the spoon. My friend, you are a culinary genius. And he like holds the spoon up to Anne. It's like, here, a little bit of something to loosen your lips. Share with the table. What's your deal?
Please don't eat that.
Like swats that away.
And he goes, oh, well, more for me. And he just picks up the bowl and begins slurping it down. But he did ask. He's asked, what's your deal?
I'm looking for somebody. Some multiple somebodies.
Ah, a lover, perhaps. I myself happen to be on the market.
I highly doubt that.
Good luck with that.
Yes, I'm a hell of a man. And then, as he like finishes downing the stew, all the alcohol kicks in, and he just fully like face plants into the bowl.
Oh.
I just
He's down for
move
the
him
count.
to the. I move him to the floor with my tail.
You just shove this guy out of the floor. You roll him onto his side so that his tongue doesn't fall back into his throat. And then as this little come up, as like everyone else in the tavern's kind of just ignoring it. Like this is a common. Everyone's kind of like nodding at the fact that you kind of shoved him onto the floor. It's like, yeah, we did that too. Yeah, and he does it to everyone. And as that happens, outside you begin to hear a commotion. You hear people shouting. You hear people like, "Oh, get out the way! Move!" And you hear like, "Stop it, please!" What do you all do?
I run straight outside.
Run straight outside.
Right. We have
I
two
guess
running
we- I guess
outside.
I slowly walk outside.
Picking up the hammer, going outside.
The
I
big
run
ass
outside.
ham. As you all run outside, you see tearing through the street here toward the northernmost gate is a large cart covered, fairly armored, thick wood. You see it being hauled out by axe beaks. But the axe beaks tethers are coming loose, and you just see like a cloak. You see like a couple of cloaked figures hanging off the cart, and you see chasing after it are 3 dwarves, and they're like, a bag of bloodstones for whoever stops that cart. What do you want to do?
Tell me twice.
So do you chase after this cart?
Ye-
All right. You see that the cart is has fully like made it out the gate. They fully just like rammed through like any sort of like barricade that they like fragile barricade that the guards were trying to put up as it like went out. But upon doing that, the axe beats grow loose, but you see it starts to lose itself. You lose vision of it in the thick snow as it disappears, but there are very tracks going outward. And you see 3 dwarves haggard. Do you engage with the dwarves or you just go straight after the cart? I want to give you guys options. It's not
Yeah. I would stop at the dwarves and be like, what's going on here?
wagon rustlers. We need those supplies.
Okay.
We're survivors from a group tasked with delivering a sled of ale to Bryn Shandir to the north look. En route here, a Yeti jumped us, killed a member of our crew. The rest of us fled. That's the only.
What's a Yeti? No, wait, we don't have time for this.
What's a
A
Yeti?
Yeti is
Oh,
a
good
bird
lord.
beast.
Yeah, you would know about that. You see, it's like that's the only cart we made it back with. We need it, otherwise we're going to be in the red.
Stay here, catch your breath, calm down. We'll get your card. Come, people.
Let's go.
So good dwarves, if we happen to also find the other missing carts, will we be compensated in addition?
That would be lovely, but the chances of that are extremely slim.
I'll be back.
Fuck.
And then I
be
just
back.
start going and
You like straighten your back. You like straighten your back, and it's like Terminator walking. The most straight walk you've ever seen. All right. Not that.
just gonna activate my freaking magical princess powers and speak to animals.
So, what do you want to do to try and find this cart? Because the cart disappeared in the snow outside of town, as like you guys are like getting to the town gate, the guards are picking themselves up, kind of clearing the debris out of the way. You see that they see that you're heading out, and they say, "Caution! A storm should be brewing, coming in soon. I'd make sure you know your way back if you're heading out." And so now I want you guys to tell me what ability checks you want to use to try and track down this cart. You can use whatever ability check you want. You just give me like, so if you're really good at like athletics, then you can use athletics, but you got to give me a reason why the athletics is the thing that would work.
Gotcha.
Kind of creative use of abilities.
Hmm.
You can also use any like magic or abilities that you have. It doesn't have to necessarily just be, what's it called? It doesn't have to just be skill checks.
And is there like a certain amount of rolls or of them that you want us to roll, or?
No, you just pick one, and we'll just do that for now.
Okay. I'm gonna roll for investigation to look for the tracks if there's any
Okay.
to be seen.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me an investigation check.
Fuck. Anyway.
Yeah, you're kind of snowblind right now. Like there are definitely tracks in the snow, but this is a main gate, so there's a lot of tracks in the snow. It's hard to tell exactly which ones were the cart that just pulled out of here. And unfortunately, there's no axe beat tracks because the axe beats were cut loose.
Can I
So
do
you
a
can't-
wisdom check?
Wisdom check. In what way? What are you trying to piece together? So wisdom is like street smarts. How are you using your logic?
Hmm.
Hmm.
I mean, I was definitely gonna try and use the wisdom to find the tracks.
You can do a perception check. Perception is wisdom.
Perception? Okay.
Yeah.
What is my perception? Perception.
Wouldn't survival also apply?
Survival could also apply. You can do whatever you want, whichever of those two is better.
I got a 17!
17. Yes, your eyes are more accustomed to looking for these tracks. You know how to like find the tracks of like snow squirrels and snow rabbits as they're like going through. This is not your area, but you are accustomed to similar areas. So you can pick out the tracks and you begin following it. Even like where snow begins to cover the tracks, you can think to yourself, okay, given how the tracks were here before, I can likely piece together where the next set of tracks will end up. So you see that this white dragonborn just begins like trudging off into the snow, leading the way. Anyone else? Is anyone else doing anything?
Cool like that.
I'll follow.
After that dragonborn.
Yeah. After.
Let's go.
Does anyone else have any other checks that they want to make?
I don't think so.
Okay. Can I have Zaffin? Can you roll me 1d10?
Sure. You want a low number, I see. Is there a way to just roll that on here?
Yes. So if you're on your character sheet, there should be at the bottom left-hand side, there should be a little circle with a dice token in it, and you can just choose what dice you want to roll.
Oh.
4. All right.
Ooh.
So there's a bit of sidetracking. The wind is battering. You're really kind of just following this dragonborn. There's not much else assistance going on in terms of travel. So it takes about 4 hours before you arrive at before you arrive at a break. During that route, though, you notice something. You notice that the cart didn't slow down, even though its means of locomotion were cut loose, the axe beaks. you have noticed a separate set of tracks and a firmer set of grooves in the snow that are verging off the main beaten path. Where's the thing? There's the thing. All right. As you guys are beginning to trudge through, you feel that the tracks are getting fresher, Autumn. But as that is beginning to happen, the wind is beginning to pick up, and that storm they mentioned is beginning to take hold, and a blizzard is beginning to set in. In the distance, you could see a large mountain range, but now it is beginning to fade from view. So what this means, a blizzard descends on you, reducing visibility to 20 feet. So you can only see within like 20 feet of you.
Mhm.
What do your characters do during this blizzard? What do you want to do?
You know what? I would take a rope out from my pack, and I tell everyone to kind of tie it around themselves so we don't get separated.
All right. Assuming everyone's amenable to that happens. Anyone else?
I continue to press forward like the sled dog I am.
Mush.
All right. I'm going to need another check from you, not a perception check this time, though.
Hey,
It's got to be a different check.
I would like to. I'd like to pray over them from the Morning Lord and cast a guidance.
So now that means you can add 1d4 to whatever you roll.
So I just gotta roll.
Yes, and you can add 1d4 to it. So you have to pick a check, basically, that is not a perception check that you want to use to try and navigate through this blizzard if you are pressing forward. And you can add 1d4 to that.
So
You do survival.
could I? That's what I was thinking too.
You can
Could I do
survival.
survival?
Yeah, you just
Okay.
can't do a perception check. You've already used that.
Okay. It's 18 plus the.
You know how to do snow. Snow's your thing.
Yeah, snow's my tang. All right, so it's 18, and then you said add a d4.
Yep. So in the bottom left corner of your screen. Oh, you did.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let's go.
22. Yeah, this you. Thank God she's wearing like a pelt that is not white, because if she wasn't, she would have just blended in and camouflaged with the air around her at this point. This white dragonborn, she is in her element. She is trudging through this blizzard. She knows she already had a heading, and she knows the direction it was going in, and she knows how to keep her direction in a snowstorm. She begins trudging forward. Is anyone else doing anything to make the trek easier?
What's the lighting condition like?
Light is probably about 3, so it's not super bright out, especially with the cloud cover and this snowstorm. So it's getting dimmer, but it's mostly a visibility thing rather than a lighting thing.
Gotcha.
At least for now. All right. Nobody else has anything else they want to do?
I'm letting this dragonborn do that.
Well, I'm asking, how do you want to help them?
Can't really
You know what? Since I'm holding on to the rope, I'll cast light on it so the whole thing starts glowing.
Oh, yeah, all right. After a little bit of time, you cast light on it, so the whole rope begins to glow, and just a means of better keeping track of people. Right on.
Neat.
All right. If nobody else is going to do anything, I will ask Ares, can you roll 2d4?
Sorry. Where's the...
So in the bottom left-hand corner of your character sheet,
Mm-hmm.
there should be
Aha!
a dot with a D20 looking thing in it.
Yep. Can I? Oh. Aha! You said roll 2d4?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's correct.
Sorry. Somebody knocked on my door right as you asked.
All right. So you get set back about an hour, and I'm going to say that you all take 2 points of cold damage from this blizzard battering you. Autumn, you're going to take 1 point because you have resistance to cold damage. As you guys are trudging through this, you're all frigid, you're cold. Like, you're wearing cold weather gear and everything. You're bundled up, but it is still to the bone. Except for Anne. Anne, you're not wearing cold weather gear.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that other people are shivering. You're never quite that cold. You've been in this environment for a while now, but it's never quite been freezing for you. Like, you're cold. You can tell that you're cold. But you're never uncomfortable by it. It's never a problem. Exactly. You still take that 2 point. You still take that 2 cold damage, but anyway, after an hour more of travel, it's starting to get even dimmer out here. However, you come across a sight. Let me see if I need to narrate anything. You crest a snow-covered ridge and see a frozen, dismembered corpse in the gully in front of you. Snow covers some of the gory bits, but the headless torso and severed limbs are still visible. You see tracks in the snow around the corpse and the telltale grooves in the snow left behind by a sled that had been pulled away. I think I've been saying wagon. I think what I meant to say was sledge.
Oh, yeah, you had been saying wagon.
Can I investigate into the corpse?
Yes, you make an investigation check.
So slow. There you go. 18.
Right on. So, you investigate this corpse. This is the corpse of a dwarven man. You see that it's mostly in pieces. When I say corpse, I'm talking torso, and I'm talking top half of torso. It is headless, it is armless, it is legless. It was not cut. This thing was ripped apart. You see that a lot of its internal organs are also gone and look like they were ripped out. And then the torso was kind of just left here to be whatever. You see one of its arms, like a lot of the flesh is eaten off of it, but you can still see like one of its arms like on like a snow pile off to the left. And you know that, the dwarves back home were saying they were attacked by a yeti and one of them got. So this was that.
Evander might be one of the yetis. As I start clicking my claws together.
And you might be.
Wait, what?
So a yeti is a dragonborn.
No, it's a very, very two-legged creature.
Like a dragonborn.
Like a
More or less.
I guess kind of like a dragonborn is what I'm saying.
It looks nothing like me.
So what does it look like then?
Oh yeah. You want to describe a yeti? I would love it if your character doesn't actually know what a yeti is. They're just talking out of their ass.
Well, I would say it's probably a lot like Evander here, but just more hair than robes.
I'm a yeti.
A snow cone?
Snow cone. Don't worry, you'll see. You'll see when we get there. when we come across it, hopefully.
I hope we don't.
I hope we do.
Fucking hell. We've never seen somebody excited for a Yeti.
I'm gonna talk to that thing and make friends.
All right. So off of your
Doesn't seem like the Yeti's very friendly.
Yeah, no, dude.
We just
The
witnessed.
bodies
standing over the top half of this dwarven torso, I'm gonna make friends. I'm gonna make friends with it. So, but you begin leading the party south. The tracks kind of veered back south a little bit. And you come across the blizzard begins to lighten up a little bit, and you come across this large field where it seems that the torso was left there, but not killed there. Because you see an open field, and you see a lot of like supplies and crates that are still around here, like they were left in a hurry. And you see this sled hauled by 2 polar bears, and a bunch of goblins patrolling the place. Let me put you on the map. Let's go to Roll20. Right, I'm gonna put y'all over. Where the fuck is it?
Ooh, polar bears. They're gonna be my new friend.
Alrighty. Actually, hold on. Just get rid of all of that. I think I can just. If I go to my token layer, this will hopefully copy all of the parameters already. Yeah, there we go. You're all too big.
What do you mean I don't take up 15 feet diameter?
What do you mean you're not a fucking huge creature? Yeah, no, crazy that you're not. Matter of fact, you're probably one of the smaller ones here.
Oh my god.
You can keep track of health on D&D Beyond. I don't particularly like doing.
Oh, okay.
Roll20.
Yeah. Gotcha. It's like force of habit.
Yeah, no, I get it. So you see these goblins. I'm gonna put you guys over. You know, you're like behind this outcropping as you've been following this carriage, and you see a bunch of goblins down here as well. How do you wish to approach? Let me really quickly see if there's anything I need to read you. Yes. When you find the goblins, the creatures you've been following appear to be goblins based on their stature. All 6 of them groan, grunt, and curse loudly as they haul the bulky sled toward what appears to be a 20-foot tall wagon parked in the snow. Harnessed to this conveyance are 2 roaring polar bears that don't look happy.
Mm-hmm.
Are those Yetis?
No, I'm afraid not. Not Yetis, just bears.
Has he never left his room?
I'm wondering the same thing.
I imagine he's probably never seen a polar bear. There's not very many of them south.
Oh, them. I thought you meant the goblins.
No.
I'm like, what the fuck? He doesn't know what a goblin is? Damn.
No goblins were in his church.
Well, no, but I'm sure there's plenty of goblins in Waterdeep. Somewhere.
What's Waterdeep?
Oh, it's a place with deep water.
Water.
Is there fish?
Yeah.
Might have to visit sometime. Wait, is there bugs?
Oh, yes. Yeah. It's very
never
far
mind.
south.
Never mind. You could keep the bugs in the water.
All right. You are standing over this scene. Is there anything anyone wants to do to start us off?
What's the plan here? There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. Do we want to take on the carriage first before they get close to the rest of them?
Oh, it's like a
Or the
pretty good
sled?
idea. Seems like there's a pretty mean goblin with the sled.
All right.
So I guess the other 5 seem pretty good.
I don't know how you all fight, but maybe we should try to attack in unison.
Yes.
Take one out at a time, you know?
Fine with that.
Is your sun god gonna help?
Yes, he will.
Are you sure?
Where is your
Willie.
sun god now?
Will
He will
will
help.
he
Well, he provides
he
me
know-
with the magic that I'm going to use to help you.
says he gonna make the weather warmer?
The sass.
I
fucking
will.
love it.
I'll work on that for you.
I would hope so. It's very cold.
All right.
It's not that bad.
To start us off, I'm just going to have us all roll initiative preemptively.
My dice fall so slow.
I
It's
can't
sad.
wait to just watch my death saves go in slow motion. At some
It'll
point.
be agony.
11.
One!
I almost got a 1. I was scared there.
That's crazy. I got a 12. Oh my god. Ah.
13 and 20. Why did those not get put in? 13, 20. All right. Shu. Start this. I will say, if you guys want to do anything beforehand, Endeavorous, you are first up.
Like before the initiative, or
Yes, initiative has not started yet, but if we want to have a player initiative, anyone who wants to do anything will go in order of, I want to do this. Okay, we'll resolve that. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. We'll go in order. So it's Endeavorous, Thavia, Azura, Cassian, and then Anne.
I mean, the only thing I'd want to do prior. Okay, I'm just curious. So we have a ranger, paladin, and what are the what is Azura and Thavia?
I don't know if they've
Zura's
told
the
you.
druid.
Yeah, Druid. I'm always confused as to how you want to run.
Well, I'm going to bless, so I just want to know
classes.
who needs the.
Yeah, I see.
So I will say a prayer and allow you to feel the warmth of the Morning Lord as I will cast bless, and I will bless. I feel like range is going to be good here, so I'm going to bless Cassian. I'm going to bless. Is it? I thought it was Annie. Is it Anwir?
Whoa, it's Anne.
Okay, Anne, and we'll give it to the Dragonborn that I'm slightly afraid of.
Be afraid.
All right, those yellow dots mean you have bless on you, and then I will put what is it?
So what bless does is it gives you a D4 you can roll and add to your attack rolls or saving throws.
I put red for concentration.
Say that again.
Gives you a D4 you can add to your attack rolls and saving throws until I lose concentration.
Come
Alrighty. Thavia,
Makes
is
you
there
hit
anything you
better.
want to do?
Where's my thing? Can I do a stealth check to see if we can sneak up at any point with this, or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, actually, you can't engage with the thing I've set up for you.
I'm sorry, I don't know. Sorry.
No,
Go
actually,
forth,
you
Nikki,
can't
go
sneak up
forth.
and attack these nasty little bastards.
We just came here to go polar bear watching.
Yeah.
I
We're just
mean,
passing through.
that the Jesus man doesn't know about.
7. Yeah, no. So as you begin, are you approaching them as you do this?
Kind of just like what is the word? Surveying the area with what's going on and a good attack point, if that makes sense at all.
Oh, so for that you would do a perception check, not a stealth check.
Oh, fucking Christ. Okay.
Fucking Morning Lord.
Whoa!
Wow.
Don't use
Careful
the
with the
Lord's name in
blasphemy.
vain.
God.
It's hard. Yes.
She's feeling the warmth for the first time. It's confusing.
I've seen the light.
Know what's going on. The more man.
I don't know. Whatever the hell you were talking to probably doesn't want you to see the light.
Oh.
It's not warm. It's not cold.
Rolled a 5. R.I.P.
You rolled a 5. Yeah, it's hard to make heads or tails. It's a pretty open plain. They had to get like a sled through here. They got a haul crate, so it's very open. There's some rocks and stuff that you can, use as cover, but as far as approaching them, they're all kind of in the open. They would see you if you approached.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say that was like a free action. Is there anything you want to do? Move, cast? You want to just open up combat and just go right into it? You want to just sneak around?
Go get him.
Oh, okay.
He shoves the wizard forward.
You're the front line. Go get him.
Oh God.
Yay, I'm the sacrifice. That hurt. Ow. Would I be able to go behind like this tree that's up there? Like
This one?
yeah.
Yeah. Are you just trying to move up there? Or are you trying to sneak?
Sneak.
All right. I'm going to use that. That feels a little shitty, but I'm going to try and use that stealth check you had before. You had a 7. They can still roll shitty, so I'm going to move you there. And I believe you guys should be able to move yourselves on this map as well. I think I have it set up that way.
Okay.
Let me go here. Go here. Well, they're not very wise, so there's always a chance.
Goblins.
No, that's an 18. You see that this guy, as he's like looking around, he's kind of taking a piss in the snow, and he just sees you jutting across. He's like, "Ah! Hey, there's someone fucking here!"
Oh, the
okay,
battle
comment.
music.
All right, now we're fucking in initiative. So,
Shit.
I'm good. They were in a very good location. You're right. I mean, you couldn't find any means of egress or entrance, but that's because they were in a shitty location. And Devis, you're up first.
All right. Well, I see them getting ready to attack after they shouted, so I will move up here. And is just outside of my range. So you know what? I will double move this turn. I will dash I'll get up over here, and I see the goblins. I will drop prone.
Right on. All right, you're prone.
Yeah.
Remember that for me, because Lord knows I won't.
I'll actually add it to my sheet as I can do here.
All right, not doing anything. Not
think.
doing anything. You see that the polar bears continue to be agitated by the goblins, by the shouting. Thavia, you're up.
Oh wait, that's right. Never mind. Let's see. I have a knife. I thought I had more. What? Wait, so the spells that are currently on the character sheet is all I have, correct?
Those are currently what you have equipped.
Oh, okay, so I may need to go back and fix that. That may have been when my laptop was fucking up that day.
Is something wrong with it? Oh, you don't have anything.
Yeah, because
Oh.
remember we were trying to do things and my laptop was just fucking up.
Yes, that's not okay. We're gonna fix that right fucking now.
Listen, man, that laptop's a piece of shit.
Let's go. Let's hit your face. Then we go to character and levels. Oh, we didn't make your character.
We didn't get to finish.
There's
the
a
level.
lot of there's a lot of shit we didn't do.
Oh no.
Fucking funny as hell. All right. We can come back to your turn if you want. So what? I'll tell you how to fix your character. How you fix your character is you click on your face, and if you're looking at your character sheet, you click on your face, and then you hit Manage Character and Levels. Did you do it?
Yeah.
And then you should be immediately on your class page where it says Wizard. Underneath it should say Class Features, Optional Feature Manager, and then Spells. You click on the thing that says Spells.
Yep.
And then you're gonna want to look at Add Spells. So at level 1, you get 3 cantrips, which are level 0 spells, and then you get 4 first level spells.
Okay, I'll go through
So
this right now.
Yes. Right on.
Yes.
While she's doing that, we're gonna go down to Azura.
Nah.
What are you doing, my friend?
So I am going to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
All right, and then I am going to go forward.
All right. So you can your movement speed is 30 feet. So you can only go
Like right here.
Yep.
That's fine.
So you cast this ritual, you cast this spell on yourself that allows you to speak with animals as you are rushing forward into the fight. Cassian, your turn.
For myself, I'll cast dash, or I'll use dash, and then move, like here.
Yes, because you have those extra couple of feet of movement. All right. Do you have any bonus actions you want to use?
No, I don't.
Right on. All right. Then that is going to be Goblin A, who is not currently aware. Goblin B, who is here. Goblin B is going to rush around. He's going to plop right here. Short bow. He's got 80 to 325.
planning. Like,
Plotting.
yeah, I'm plotting. I'm so plotting. You have no idea.
He is going to make an attack against the person who was
Oh,
pointed at Thavia.
It would be one more. It would be right here.
Does a 13 hit your armor class? Yes, it does. Okay. So you are going to take. You're going to take 5 points of damage, Thavia. Actually, hold on. You're behind a tree, so we're going to give you +2. Or what's quarter cover? No, I mean, what's half cover? Half cover is
+2.
5.
No, half cover's +2.
Okay, so that still hits. So yeah, 5 anyway. All right. Thavia goes down.
Damn.
And she just takes this arrow to the chest.
Fuck.
It's a
Dang.
very gnarly goblin arrow.
My Shayla.
My
Goblin
Shayla.
C. He is going to target Cassian. Cassian, does a 19 hit you?
Yeah, it does. Oh my god.
Jeez.
You take 5 points of damage, of piercing damage, as this goblin hits you like in the shoulder.
Okay.
All right. Next up, Goblin D. He's not aware that anything's going on yet. E, no. F, no. I wish I rolled them at different initiatives. I forgot that's the problem with stacking them. They all go at once, which is going to be really bad if they all know that something's up. Where's the boss?
The boss is right where the
The boss is now.
the thing.
Okay. So the boss is going to get up on top of the carriage and shout to the others.
God dang.
Are you lot? We've got trouble. Get over here. And so the others are alerted to this now. And your turn. Did she leave?
Whose turn?
Your turn.
My turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you? Oh my. Wait. How do you do the arrow?
So there's on the
It's a measure.
yeah, on the tooltip thing on
Where's
the
the damn-
left-hand side, there's like a measuring, like a ruler looking thing,
Oh my god.
and that lets you create lines. And if you hold and right-click, you can make points.
Oh my goodness. Ugh. Jesus. Help. I want to go to there. I'm gonna hit the dash. I think it was here. Oh.
Yep, you can go further if you want. You can go all the way to here if you want.
Great.
Right on. All right, that's a dash action. Do you have any bonus actions
Uh,
that you want to use? You don't have to.
I think my only bonus action is Divine Smite right now. If my sheet says correctly.
I believe so. All right. Is that all you want to do?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to go back up to the initiative to Endeavor.
Your dyslexia kills me.
Dude, it's okay.
I didn't even think I had a dyslexia.
It's hilarious because Davin is also dyslexic as fuck.
Look, it's like a.
Hilarious.
I think like half the DMs I know are dyslexic. Okay?
Fucking just spell your name right. Just use English. You could have been Evan.
Look, I'm sorry that you can't pronounce Evander, but
I know. I fucking played a character named Richter, and the fucking DM kept calling me Richter.
Richter.
all right. Half my
Sure.
movement to stand up.
Yep.
Eldritch Blast.
All right. Roll the hit.
18 to hit this goblin here.
You fucking nail him.
8 damage. Force.
8 force damage. How do you want to kill this guy?
I send the warmth of the Morning Lord directly through his heart.
So just like a lightsaber piercing somebody, you just suddenly this beam of light shoots out of. Is it just shooting out of your hand, or do you just will it forward?
I just shoot it forward out of my hand.
Like a lightsaber shooting straight out of his hand. A solid singular beam of light pierces like a long lance this goblin's gut, and he just keels over and dies.
I then drop back down to the snow, and with a free action, I'd like to shout out to my companions here. The ranged attacks will be harder for them to hit if you drop.
All right. You give a little word of advice to your friends. They're not doing anything except being mad. All right. First death saving throw of the game. Thavia, can you roll me 1d20?
Jesus.
Let's see that 20.
I got us killed. Anyway, you said D20, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You better get this.
I don't know if I did or not. I don't
That
know
is
what
one
it is.
success.
Slay.
So you think you can
Yay.
add like a little green marker to your successes?
Okay.
So 3 successes and you stabilize, you're just unconscious. 3 failures and you are dead. A nat 20 counts as 2 successes. A nat 1 counts as 2 failures. Usually, what I like to do is if you nat 20 succeed on stabilizing, I have you get up. A lot of the time, I might just say you nat 20 succeed, you get up. I just feel it's better to keep people in the fight. It's not very fun to be dead. All right, Asura, your turn.
So
No more
I'm
cry.
going. So I'm gonna dash forward towards like where I have the first dot, and then I'm going to just bury myself into the snow.
All right, you'll drop down, go prone.
Mhm.
All right, Cassian.
I'm gonna move, or hold on. I'm going to move behind this tree right like there.
Mhm.
And wait, so if I prone, does that take an action?
No, you can just drop.
Okay.
Gravity does the work for you.
First, can I like use an action to snipe? Wait, which one got hit?
Oh, it was this guy. He's fucking dead.
Okay, can I shoot the goblin, like the boss right here? Actually, no. Let me shoot this guy
You shoot
with
that
an
guy.
arrow. Yeah.
Right on. Roll the hit.
It's so slow.
You got a 10 to hit. You knock an arrow and you shoot it at him, and he kind of just grazes his ear, but it doesn't do any. It doesn't hit it doesn't find any real purchase on him.
Okay.
And it thuds into the cart behind him.
Okay, then I'll drop prone, and then that's my turn.
How did you find that, Nikki?
I made it. I have that meme. It says God. And it says, yo, what the fuck? And I was like, you know what? This is really
What the hell?
Bro, I'm dying. What else am I gonna do right now?
Yeah, I guess. Did you see the Morning Lord when you were unconscious?
Don't worry, that conversation's coming.
Is there anything else you
like
want to
the
do
Mormons
with your
all
turn?
over again.
I was looking for that. I was looking for that connection in the bar scene so bad, and it made me realize how little I know about Mormons to make that connection for you. Be like, oh my god, you're sitting at the table with basically a Mormon.
I've been trying. Texting Autumn about. I want to say something so bad.
I feel like are Autumn and I the only ones caught up on the Mormon lore with you?
Probably.
Okay, Cassie, do you have anything else you want to do?
Just drop prone, and then that's my turn.
Right on. All right. Goblin A. Groblin.
Dude, I was trying so hard to set Nikki up to be acting like she hates Mormons. I was trying so
Acting.
hard.
It's not an act. I have fucking trauma and I was never Mormon.
All right. Goblin A is going to move there. Goblin B. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fucking, I forget already. I think it's 5. Yeah. I'll just have him move here. You're all very prone, so he's just going to try and take a shot. He's going to take a shot at Cassian. Cassian, whatever your AC is, just make sure you add 2 because you have half cover for this, and he's going to roll with disadvantage.
Yeah, because Cassian shot an arrow.
Yeah.
And
So do you have 10's not going to hit you, right?
No, it's not.
All right. Yeah. So
17.
he shoots an arrow at you, and it just flies over your head. C is dead, thanks to God.
Thank the Lord.
Praise
Thank
be.
the Lord. We're out here killing zombies for killing these fuckers for the Lord.
Oh,
The
Lord.
The word.
The Lord.
Lord.
Right, I think all of these guys are just gonna 60 feet. They're all just taking dash actions. They're trying to get into the fray. To move him here. This guy's gonna hop off the box. He's gonna go here. The Groblin boss is going to leap off. What is your deal, lady? Oh, you don't have any bows. So I'm gonna have you run like a peasant. So that was 5. I'll say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
Are you trying to find your way to the polar bears?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
Was that not obvious from the first turn of I cast talk to animals on myself?
Buddy, I just see this arrow going across the board.
Like a treasure map, she's dotting her route.
30 paces to the east.
Bear marks the spot. All right. And you are up.
Oh no. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to hit the dash again. Hold up, I'm hitting the dash to get to my friend. And I'm gonna lay my hands on her.
Right on. How much you want to give?
I'll give a sturdy 3.
All right. Thavia, suddenly you wake up. This arrow ejects from your chest as the wound begins to like close on itself. You pop up with 3 hit points.
Can I have the arrow?
Yeah, if you want.
It's still here.
I have the arrow.
I need more ammo.
Oh yeah, you need an arrow to replace the one that you missed.
I know.
Oh my god.
I can't.
Just saving it for later. Might use it for you.
All right.
That's all from me.
Oh. Technically, you shouldn't have been able to do that, but I'm going to allow it because it was fun. So technically, lay on hands is an action.
It says
So if
bonus
you did
action on my sheet.
Is it? Oh, shit. They changed it.
It says, as a bonus action, you can touch a creature, which could be yourself, and restore a number of HP to that creature.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Awesome.
Actually-
Endeavorous. That's buttoned up.
Oh.
Endeavorous. Evander, you are up.
alright, well,
I had to button up that after what they did to Smite.
I'll be back.
Okay.
I will stand up with half my movement, and I'll take aim with the Morning Lord standing behind me at this other goblin.
Right. Well, hit.
The one with the bow, not the boss
Right.
who's surely coming to me. All right. Roll hit. Ooh.
10 does not hit. He saw what you did to his friend, and he fucking like leaps to the side as this light lance comes for his chest.
God giveth, God taketh away. I drop a gun. Actually, hang on.
Man's doing burpees.
Yeah, I go prone.
Burpees in the snow.
Yep.
All right. Nothing. Thavia, you wake up with this weird chill feeling. Of course, you are in the snow, but there's also a sense of adrenaline going through you as your wound closes. This arrow ejects, and you see. I don't know, friend Anne. I don't know. It's unclear to me where you guys are at. You've had a meal together and you've ridden together for a little bit. Put their hand on you and just force this like energy into you. What do you want to do?
Tell her how thankful I am for her. And my life is hers after saving mine. And then, is it my turn for an attack? Yeah.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Okay. Can I? And I would do that by clicking on set attack for when I roll it, or no?
That is correct.
Okay. I want to cast now that I have everything in order and fixed. Firebolt on. Oh wait, no, that's not what I want to click. How do I click that? Is it the measure tool you said?
You want to? You can just tell me. You can see their names, right?
For the goblins.
Yeah.
Let me get this out of my way. No, it's not. Okay, there we go.
So one's
It's
called
just-
Goblin B, one's called Goblin C.
We don't see their names.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't
that's
see
fine.
names either.
So if you're ever just like on the selector tool, if you click and hold, it'll just make a ping.
Okay, where's
Boing.
my selector tool? Oh, right there. Is that making a ping?
Yep.
I can't tell because I can't see when
Oh
I do it.
wait.
It's just your. It's just like your on the top left, or Control S is selector, and then you just hold down mouse.
Oh, hold it.
Yeah. Hold
Oh,
on.
there we go. Okay. So I had it on. I was just clicking it and not holding it. Okay.
You're aiming at this one.
Yeah, with firebolt.
Right on. Roll to hit.
Why is it? And you said I click on it?
So you
Oh,
can
there we
click
go.
on
There
the.
we go.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, slay.
24. Yeah, that's gonna hit her. Roll damage.
Oh, hold on.
So you clicked on the +5 to roll to hit. If you click on the 1d10 next to it, then it should roll damage.
Okay.
8 damage, right on. You pop back up. Anne has helped you. You thank her. And as you thank her, you hoist your hand. A ball of flame flickers to life in it as you huck it like a snowball straight at this goblin's chest, and it explodes in their chest. You see them taken aback by this. You see that they were like charging for like Endeavor. And fucking fuck.
Ollivander?
They were charging for
Ollivanders.
Ollivanders, yes. They were charging for the Wand Man. But now that they've seen you pop back up and hit with magic, they're like,
Can I
"Oh,
go
you're
prone?
fucking
Wait,
dead."
did I say that before I finished that? I don't know.
No, you mean your turn's not over. You can go prone again if you want.
Okay.
Technically, you never specified you were unprone, so
Oh, okay.
you should have made that attack with disadvantage. But we're gonna let it slide.
Okay. I'm learning.
It's all fun here. But yeah, this goblin boss who's more armored than any of the others, like locks eyes with you. It's like, oh, you're fucking dead. And they're gonna charge at you. Next up is Azura.
She's still trying to get to the polar bears.
No, she says she's walking the dog, but if possible, she wants to throw an ice knife at the boss. All right, I'll run her character for her.
Hi, Chunky. Big shake.
All right, what do you have to hit? Spells. Ice knife. +6 to hit. 15 to hit. Does that hit the boss? It does not hit the boss. So the boss like sidesteps this shard of ice that comes at her. However, she does have to make a dex save. Nat 20.
Right.
Which I think is it half on a save? Explodes. The target must 5 feet must succeed on a dex saving throw or take. Okay. So they take no damage.
Yeah.
All right.
Rough.
Yeah, it's kind of rough, but I'm also gonna mark down that she used a spell. Oh, good, I did. It does it automatically. Cassian, you are up.
I'm trying to figure out which one I should shoot. Let me unprone, and then I'll shoot this goblin again.
All right, half your movement. Get up, shoot the goblin.
Where's my book? There you go. Slow dice. I got a 2. Are you kidding me?
That's an 8 to hit. That's not gonna hit him. He sidesteps.
Yeah.
So I'm using Chrome, and a lot of my systems were slow, but then I turned on something called
Hardware.
what's it called? Use graphics acceleration when available.
Boost?
It made my shit
Gotcha.
much faster. Anything else you want to do?
Reprone using my stuff and then
Please keep in mind, if you have a yellow dot on your head, you have bless, so you can add a
bless.
D4 to your
Oh,
I don't think a D4 is going to get you where you need to be, but just for future reference, whenever you roll.
dang it. That would have been better for my first one.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll just reprone and then that's the end of my turn again.
Sometimes the Lord forgets.
Lord.
The Lord. We'll have this guy come up here. We'll have them all group up there.
How is this gonna affect the polar bear course?
This will affect the population. Yeah, we'll see when she comes back. All right. These three use their dash actions, but A and D did not. So we're going to make 2 attacks on... Who can I see? Who can I hit? 80, 80, 80, 65. They can see y'all. I think you got corridor cover, I'll say. All right.
I'm also not prone.
Oh, good to know. Yeah, so that should be you.
You fool.
You fool. Thank you for being honest, though. Does a 16 hit you?
My AC is 16.
Then it does. You are going to take 4 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
The other one is a 22 to hit you. You are going to take 3 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Yes, a lot of attacks can really build up over time.
that's all of the goblins. Boss Goblin is going to run.
Well, I hope
gonna
the
take
fuck you do.
They're going to take a dash action to get there so they can't use their shit.
Oh.
Action. Yeah, I'm going to do that, yeah. Dash action. So she closes in with all of you. Next up is Anne.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do?
I think I want to hit her with my hammer.
Yep. That sounds good to me.
All right. Do I just press the hit?
Yes, so there's
One?
one that's like a big plus, and then whatever your to hit
Ooh.
is.
Oh, I should have added the +4.
You can still do it.
Just roll the d4, or
Yeah, you can roll the d4 and then add it.
cool.
It all adds together anyway.
Two.
2, so you have an 18 to hit. That is going to hit this person. Roll damage. And remember, with your Warhammer, if you're using one hand, you do a certain amount of damage. If you're using both hands, you
Oh
do
yeah, I see. I'm using both hands.
That's a whacking.
Oh.
That's the goblin.
Help. Help, there's a wolf.
10 damage. This goblin boss runs up to a girl in a dress, a wizard who is almost dead, and a man lying on the ground. Fully confident. Oh, you're fucked now. As you just like reel back this hammer, like it's bigger than you. So when you reel it back, the head of the hammer is touching the ground, and you flick it forward with such force that despite it being wrought iron, there's a bend in the haft of it, and it just flicks down and absolutely brains this goblin. They don't look good.
Polar bears.
They're like, oh, fuck.
So is
What
this the
happened
part where
there?
I can use Divine Smite?
If you want to.
I would love to.
All right. For your divine smite, I think you roll a. I think your divine smite is a d6.
This,
2d8, I think.
this,
2d8 for one.
this is what happens when I click the button on Divine Smite.
Yeah, it's 2d8 unless it's undead, fiend, or fey, and then it's 3d8.
Oh, right on 2d8. Yeah. Oh, you deal 11 damage. Cool. What do you think your divine smite looks like? How do you want to unalive this individual?
Is it Baja Blast?
I like that. You don't even have Baja Blast. Hold on.
I have. What are you talking?
When?
Before it became exclusive to Taco Bell, Mountain Dew put it out in bottles.
God, old.
That's right.
But
I'm
have
an
you
old
had it-
man. I've seen things.
Okay, but have you had it? But have you had it like they have at Taco Bell, where it's like a Slurpee?
We don't have Taco Bell there.
Do you have Slurpees?
No breakfast crunch wraps.
No breakfast contraps. No.
Oh.
Breakfast contraps. Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right. Aries, please describe how you obliterate this boss. Like you
Well-
almost completely knocked their brain out of their ear with that hammer swipe, but on top of whatever your divine smite looks like, it fully kills them.
Okay. If lightning could be icy.
Yeah, that's cool. Fucking this like crystalline ice lightning jags around your hammer like a lightning rod. And as you smite, the bend of the shaft
flicks the hammer down, fully brains this goblin, and there is a loud crack, a flash like there's lightning, and suddenly the goblin's head is caved in and the body is fully frostbitten, like it is frozen solid, not in a block of ice, but as if all of the skin and sinew and everything just suddenly became rigid as it collapses to the ground. Next in the initiative is Evander.
Hey, you got it that time. Nice.
Yes.
Oh,
Did you
look
hear?
at
Did you
that.
hear me pause as I read the name?
I did. I did.
Did you hear the wheels turning in my brain?
I sure did. I'll stand up half my movement, and I will fire another Eldritch Blast.
Same guy.
Yeah, same guy. 17.
17 will hit.
Okay.
Roll damage.
2 damage.
2 damage. You see he's ready for it again. He sees it's coming. He's ready for it again, but he doesn't get out of the way in time. And it just like nails him in the shoulder.
And I drop down again.
Right on.
That'll be it for me.
Forgot to go prone again.
He's doing burpees in the snow. Thavia, you are up.
I am. How far can that go? So 30 feet? Wait.
30 feet from you is.
Ew.
Time to
Okay.
end this.
Never mind. Fucking boring. I'm gonna go unprone and use firebolt again on that. Yeah, the guy you're just pointing at.
This guy?
That guy. Yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah.
All right. Roll a hit.
16. Oh, 21. Okay. And 7.
Yep, those will hit. And he's fucking dead. How do you want to kill this guy? What does it look like when you kill him with firebolt?
He gets to blow up and suffer, I guess.
Yeah, so you just kind of set his body on fire as he crumples to the ground and screams.
That's my wizard.
Oh, you could do different different things.
Chunk,
Uh,
what do you need?
Beam.
Azura, you are up. I don't even know how you're doing that.
Oh, that's so cool. It's in the little wand effects, and then you have different effect types. Like this one is a rocket.
Oh, that's cool.
Give the dragon a fucking rocket launcher right now.
This one is burn.
Interesting.
Ooh,
That's
what's
cool.
Nova? Oh.
Azura, you are up.
Oh. Okay. So I'm going to move forward right here.
Okay.
And then I am also going to use my ice knife to hit. Which one is it? I'm gonna have it hit this goblin,
All right.
so that way it also hits that one.
Great. Roll to
'Cause
hit.
it's within 5 feet. All right. I got 16.
16 will hit. Please roll damage.
That's wild.
I'm gonna roll dex save. Don't worry, you can get it with the cold damage. I'm gonna roll dex saves. That's a 17 and a 6. So one of them is going to fail. I'll say that the one next to him fails.
Okay.
So what is your ice damage?
Ice damage. What the heck is it?
It should be on the ice damage.
It's a 2d6. So I gotta roll for that, right?
Oh, interesting. It's not auto. Yeah.
I lost my.
Where is the d6? Is it the
You can
square?
just custom roll. Yeah, it's the cube ones. It's Monopoly dice.
Oh, Alright. Roll. It's a 3.
Right on. So one of them is going to take 3 damage. A will take 3 damage. And who is this? That's D. D will take 1 damage.
Oh, and then I'm also gonna go back to being prone.
Right on.
You know, like
Yep.
just cover my torso with snow so that way they can't see my clothes.
Right on. All right, Cassian, you are up.
Alrighty, I'm going to move 5 over here to like hide behind the tree. And then I'm going to take a shot at this goblin right here.
Got it. Roll to hit.
11.
11 will not
Plus
hit.
4. Plus 4.
Oh, plus 4. That will hit exactly.
Wait, do I have to roll a d4 for it?
Oh, yes. You have to roll a d4.
Okay,
If you get a 4 on the 4, if you get a 4 on the d4,
3.
yeah, you just narrowly miss. Something about shooting through this tree is kind of fucking up your aim. The wind as well isn't helping. Yeah, it finds no purchase in this goblin.
Okay. This is so sad.
Yeah. All right. You see that the goblins here start kind of free. They see that their boss has kind of been obliterated, and 2 of their buddies are dead, and this dragonborn is closing in on them. They have archers barreling down on them, and they have this one dude shooting light out of his hands. They're like, I don't like this. Let's get the fuck out of here. It's not worth it. So they're going to start turning tail and running. 3, 4, 5, 6.
Go get my polar bears.
60.
Can I still get my polar bears?
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right. They are running. I will say that next up is Anne. If there's anything you want to do, if you want to give chase, that's fine. If you want to just let them get out of here, that's also fine. What would you like to do?
I'm not chasing.
Not chasing a ghost. All right. You're just going to chill out?
Yeah.
All right. For the sake of expediency, is there anything you guys want to do? Evander? You do want to give chase? You want to kill him?
I mean, I don't have to give chase. I have 120 yards.
I want to pot shot.
No, I mean,
120 feet.
no, it's fine if you do. I just want to know if we want to keep us in initiative or I take us out.
I think as they're going away, considering they had done my Evander's worry is that they will go attack someone else because goblins are opportunists.
Yeah.
So he will fire an Eldritch Blast.
Perfectly reasonable.
Probably
All
not hit. 13.
That does not hit, unfortunately.
Just shooting light beams.
All right, Savia, is there anything you want to do?
I didn't get to listen because my headset did not stretch to downstairs outside for a chunk. Can you catch me up really quick with what just happened?
So the goblins, now that their leader is dead and some of their friends are dead, and they're gradually becoming less and less. They don't have as much of an advantage. Their boss was like kitted out too, so they took a real big morale hit from that. So they are trying to escape now because they don't think staying here and fighting is worth any of the cargo.
Mhm.
And Evander wants to get rid of them because he thinks that they could do something else to someone else somewhere else. And Anne didn't want to give chase. So what do you want to do?
I don't want to give chase, but I'll throw. Wait, can I even reach that? Hold up. Distance 120. What's it to it? The fucking. No, that's 130.
You can also move.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Shit.
Sweater.
Remember, you can also move forward.
Yeah. Can I move forward 50? Well, how far can I move?
You have 30 feet of movement. If you want to go 60 feet, it takes an action to dash.
It's an action. I'll just go with the basic shit of 30 feet, because what that brings it down to 100, and then I'll throw that shit at this guy right here.
What are you throwing at him?
A firebolt.
Firebolt.
A firebolt.
Fireball.
Firebolt. Yeah, roll
Fireball.
to hit.
Fire!
Yeah, no, it doesn't hit.
Yeah, no. Anyway.
Zero, you're up.
All right, I am going to make a beeline for these bears right here.
The bears.
It's
And
been
I'm
a
gonna-
whole encounter in the making, but she's made it to the bears, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, stop. Wait, I need to take a picture of this right now.
I have to go back and screenshot just you charting your map to get to the bears.
I know.
Very strategic planning, I swear. Well, was it? What does it actually say? Because I do have
All right.
Um,
Well, and I'll give you advantage on this.
Okay.
Give me a animal handling check. And you can do it with advantage, which means you roll twice and take the bigger of the two.
Okay. Awesome. So that's 6 and 14.
All right. What do you say as you approach these bears? Because you see that they're all riled up. They have looked pissed off since the moment you got here, and they looked pissed off enough that you could probably tell that they were pissed off before you got here.
Do it.
They're kind of struggling against their reins and stuff. What do you say?
Easy, floofs. I mean, I promise. I can get the harnesses off you if you let me help.
You see that the one that you're talking to looks over at the one you're closest to, like looks over and says, "You'd help us."
Of course. You're more or less my fluffy friends. Plus, I could give you fish if the opportunity arises.
Ooh, well, I wouldn't say no to some fish. What about you? And he looks over at his friend. I could go for some, yeah. As long as you don't hurt us like those nasty little things did.
Oh, no. I have no intentions of hurting you. In fact, if I release you from the harness, you can freely chase after them.
Well, I think I would like that very much. I've got some pent-up aggression I need to get out.
I see. So we have a truce then.
Verily, yes. What say you, my friend? Yeah, I'm gonna fuck those guys in their eyeballs. And then I'm gonna eat them.
I happily take off their harnesses so they're not trapped to the sled.
Well, yeah,
Unless
I was
I
gonna
have to
say
wait.
you need to make an action, but we're basically out of initiative at this point. So yeah, you can take some time to unhook their harnesses. I'll say we're out of initiative. And then yeah, the polar bears will say, "Thank you very much for your help, Mum." And then the second bear will just start like trundling off, and the first bear will be like, "Yeah, if you ever run into us again, we'll remember this." And then the first bear like runs off after him, and you hear just like, "Oh, just fucking the sound of like a bear on a hunt." As these bears just chase these fucking like goblins off into infinity.
The polar bear saved the day.
I will say this: I don't care how fast and tricky goblins are; they're not going to outrun a bear.
Oh, definitely not. So Evander technically gets his request of getting those goblins killed.
That's correct. All right, we're gonna come out of initiative now. Good job. So goblins are gone. You have 3 dead ones next to you. You have this cart, which no longer has means of locomotion, or this sled, I should say, that no longer has means of locomotion. You have a bunch of like crates and shit on the lower side there. What do you guys want to do?
I'll loot this body in front of me.
Right on. These will be like the last couple of things we do before we end the session. Just
All right.
as a kind of wrap up for the day.
Hmm.
A button.
Well, it would have been easy to get the cart back with the polar bears.
That is true. But we only need what's inside. We don't
Roll
necessarily
me.
need the whole sled.
So you lit in the goblin in front of you, right?
Right.
All right. You find 2 potion vials with some strange, like clear, slightly green tinted liquid. You see a sealskin pouch containing 13 silver pieces and 25 copper ones. And they have a bone whistle.
A bone
Ooh,
whistle.
what's the bone whistle?
It is a whistle made out of bone.
Very funny.
And that is what you find on their boss.
Great.
If you want to make a check to see if you can discern what these potions are, anyone can make a Arcana check. I'll say Arcana or Nature check. Or we can leave it as a mystery.
Hey, Tavia,
Mhm.
can you discern what these here potions are and what's in the vial?
Absolutely. After saving my life, absolutely.
You saved our lives. We are eternally grateful.
The claw.
The claw. The hammer.
14.
14. These are, and it kind of makes sense because they got the polar bears in the first place. These are potions of animal friendship.
Oh, somebody wants it. Somebody wants it.
When you drink this potion, you cast the animal friendship spell, DC save 13, for 1 hour. For 1 hour at will. Agitating this liquid brings the. Let me just make sure I get the spell right. Click on that. Animal friendship. The spell lets you convince a beast that you mean it no harm. Choose a beast that you can see within range. It must be able to hear you. If the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for the duration. If you or one of your companions harm the target, the spell ends.
So what I'm hearing is it's kind of a save for later.
Add to backpack?
It only lasts for an hour. Yeah, so if you go to your inventory.
I'm here. I'm doing it. It's in my backpack.
Right on. She's got it.
Can I loot this goblin in front of me?
You can loot any goblin you want, except the
I would
ones
like
that are
to-
gone, because they're inside bears.
I would like to loot this dead goblin.
They don't have much on them. They had a shitty little scimitar and a shitty little goblin bow, if you want to take those, and some arrows. But you do find a sealskin pouch containing 1d6 CP. So if you roll 1d6, that's how much copper they had on them.
Oh, but you said 1d6?
Yeah, it's the Monopoly die, the square one.
Oof, so 5 copper.
Yeah, one of them had 5 copper. The other one is the same, exactly the same. So 5 copper on him as well.
I forgot to add the money.
Oh.
Oopsie.
Alright, so I got
Do you need a
5
reminder of how much it
copper
was?
from
Yeah.
the first one.
You got 13 silver pieces and 25 copper ones. I'll tell you that the bone whistle
13
itself.
and 25, right?
Yeah, and I'll tell you the bone whistle itself is 1 silver piece. So either you can have it as a bone whistle and we can narrate you going to town and selling it for a silver piece, or we can
I'm
just say
just
you have 14 silver pieces.
I'm gonna hit that 14 silver pieces.
Yeah. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to roleplay selling 1 whistle.
Guys, we gotta go
Cassian
straight back to
arrows.
town. I gotta sell this whistle.
But what if we come across a whistle connoisseur? You know,
A
someone
hot
who
commodity.
collects whistles?
Well, you could say that you have the whistle in your inventory, but when we go back to town, we'll remove the whistle from the inventory and just say that you sold it.
Okay.
Now we have to come across someone who's looking for whistles.
Exactly.
I got a whistle.
Mhm.
Whistle. So
The whistler.
I'll let
Whistler.
Cassian have the arrows from these bodies.
Yeah,
And
you
the
can
other
take
4
some time to
pieces.
collect some arrows. I'll say you get of the usable arrows. Let's see.
He's rolling dice!
I have physical dice. You get 20 arrows.
No, look, Cassian, you get 20 arrows.
Oh, look, you get them.
Woo!
Hold my shit.
Well, no, because I'm not gonna use that bow if I could just throw ice at them.
thank you very much.
I love your logic.
Exactly, it's good logic, man.
You came, you conquered, you looted. What's your next plan of action, guys?
I'm going to open up the back of this cart. Does it look like things are intact?
It looks
Or
like
are
mostly things are intact.
Is there a manifest inside?
There is not a. There's not a manifest inside the cart. No.
Okay.
Let me see. I did write down what you have here. It's mostly full of like ale barrels that they seem to have been delivering to the North like they said they were. And then just like, the occasional like, a map of like where to go, a compass, some like extra like coats and shit of just they packed up and we're ready for a trip here. That's what it looks like.
Does it look like it's too much stuff for us to carry back?
Yes, that's why there is a sled here.
Yeah. I don't suppose any of you has a horse you're hiding somewhere.
Only if.
Ooh, man,
Sarah,
spells.
do you think you'd be strong enough
No,
to
spell.
hold that with us?
Oh, heavens, no.
Wait.
You just go flag down those polar bears. Wait, come back!
Come back! Please!
I'm actually
Do you
trying
want
to
to?
see if I have a spell.
Do you want to? You want to try and
Oh, get
flag
the
down those
polar
polar bears?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. You take some time and go find those polar bears. Then you find them out in the wild. It's like, how soon we were able to meet again. Wonderful. As he's like licking his chops as he's very much eating some goblins. And to what do we owe this fine reunion?
We need a bit of help, you see. We need to transport the sled to a dear friend of ours, but we can't do it on our own.
And the other bear comes over and is like, yeah, that's right, you can't do it. You're fucking small. Not us, though. We're strong. Yeah,
Oh,
we'll help you out.
absolutely. Oh, thank you. So amazing. Such
It's
amazing
so much
feedback.
nicer because you asked instead of just whipped us into doing it or coerced us into doing it. It was, thank you for asking us.
Of course. I would never just beat someone.
All right, they follow you back, and you can hook them back up to the reins, and they will, as a favor to you, pull the sled back with you when you're ready. Are y'all ready, or is there anything else you want to do?
Let's
Is there
examine.
anything else to investigate here?
What about these boxes down here?
Yeah, I was thinking.
You go investigate the boxes. Give me investigation checks.
18.
So you investigate the boxes and you investigate the ale. It's a lot of foodstuffs that seems to be in transport from one place to another. They might have been making multiple stops along the way. However, I will say you notice in the sled in particular, kind of reasonably well hidden amongst all of the barrels of ale, you notice that some of them aren't, they're ale barrels, but they're not full of ale. Some of them contain mining equipment. Some of them contain smoke powder. And you see some the occasional like new picks and hammers. They're all kind of like stashed away and hidden. I will say the things that are most hidden are like the smoke powder barrels. Like everything else is kind of just tucked away inconveniently, but the barrels are very much, this is not a smoke powder barrel. This is an ale barrel.
Hmm.
And I'll say that that's what you find. All right. And if there's nothing else, we can all head back to town.
Yes.
You guys arrive at town. You freak the shit out of the gate guard, because not only are you back, but you're back on the backs of polar bears. The polar bears drag the sled within the town walls. You unhook them and then release the polar bears back into the wild.
And they join society.
They back to bear society. And I think for now, that is where we'll end our session. Y'all can decide what you want to do with you got this sled here. You got dwarves that are waiting for you. You've got a whole town of opportunities here. We will save that all for next time.
Right.
Right on.